Hey guys, how are you all? Today we will see what if Naruto Immortal Bloodline. If you enjoy, then please like, share and do comments. A figure in a blue trench coat was standing on a hill facing a village with a mountain with 4 faces on it. The figure lifted his straw hat and got a good look at the village and more specifically the mountain. He took a good look at the 4th face on the mountain. You know Minato, I don't think they caught your image thoroughly. They missed your nose, my friend. The figure said. The whistle of the wind was his answer. Ha ha ah, I guess you're right. Well, time to go to the village. The figure said again to nothing. As the wind started blowing leaves away, the figure was gone in an instant. It was just a normal day for Genma Shiranui. He was assigned the low B-rank mission of guard duty on this day in Konoha. Next to him was fellow Chunin Hayate Gecko. Konoha hadn't had much trouble since about 6 years ago when the Kyuubi no Yoko attacked the village. The demon was defeated, but at the cost of the village's greatest Hokage, the Yondaime. Genma then looked back at how powerful he knew the Hokage was firsthand. But his trip down memory lane didn't last long, as he saw a person walking towards the village and he was only a few feet away from the gate. "Excuse me, but can I see your identification?" Genma asked. "Boys, I'm just passing through and picking something up. Besides, I don't really need to show you identification," the figure said. "Oh, and why's that?" Hayate asked. "Because I'm already in the gate, look," the figure said and pointed in the village. What the guards saw was the exact same figure that was standing in front of them. "Hey, a cage bushin' That's nothing truly special," Genma said. "Well, that's not really a cage bushin'," the figure said and lifted his hat a little bit. What the guards saw was these emerald green eyes with a red eagle on it. The eagle had what looked like the symbol of infinity on its back. The guards went wide-eyed because after the figure showed his eyes he disappeared completely. "What kind of eyes were those?" Hayate asked, a little freaked out. "I don't know, they heard of a dojutsu that sounds like what we just saw. The only problem is I believe that it is completely gone from the planet," Genma said. "Well, whatever that was, it's not something we should mess with. If that was the bloodline I'm thinking of, it is way stronger than the bloodlines here," Genma said and sat back down in the booth. In Konoha, there was a blonde boy running through the village. Behind him was a huge mob with variety of weapons from kunai to pitchforks. "Kill the demon," one of the members of the mob yelled. "Shit," the boy said and he picked up his speed. "Where do you think you're going?" a shinobi in the crowd said and he flung a few kunai at the boy. The kunai pierced the boy's flesh in both legs and arms. The boy nearly collapsed from the pain, but he kept running. The blonde took a quick look back and saw that the mob was still after him and it looked like it had grown a little. The boy looked in front of him at the last second. But it was too late. Boom was the sound made when the boy bumped into this blue trenchcoat wearing person. The boy looked up at the person's face. A look of terror was on the child's face. "G Gomen, I didn't know where I was going. Please don't hurt me," the boy said as he tried backing away. The man looked behind the boy at the crowd of people running for the child. "Hey, being hunted, Don't worry, kid, I've been hunted a lot. I'll handle this," the man said, looking down at the boy with a smile. The man then pushed the boy behind him. "So what's the big idea hunting down this poor boy?" the man asked the crowd. "That is no boy. He is a demon," members of the crowd shouted. "A demon? So I've heard. But what has this demon done anyway?" the man asked. "He destroyed half of our village, and the little brat has the guts to walk into my shop and steal a few meals," a chubby man said. The blue trench coat man looked around the village, then back at the boy. "The village looks perfectly fine to me. I doubt that this boy destroyed half of the village. I believe even if he wanted to, this boy can't harm the village. So why don't you all go back to your homes and get on with your lives?" the man said. "Why should we? You're only one man. We can take both you and the demon. When that brat is dead, then we'll all go on with our lives," a chunin in the crowd said. "You know, I was expecting that answer. Buddy, you've just signed a death warrant," the man said and he flung a kunai a few feet in front of him. "Tell you guys what, if you're able to make it past that kunai in one piece, the kid's all yours," the stranger said. "Very well then," the shinobi of the group said, and they charge. The stranger smirked and disappeared. He reappeared in front of the charging shinobi. "Chimamire Hitotoki no Mai," the man said. He then launched multiple fists at the shinobi. Then the stranger multiplied and all of the blue-cloaked figures hit all of the mob. From where the boy was, he saw the entire mob get wiped out. Blood was splattered around. The man looked back at the boy. The fools should be lucky that I went easy on them. Unfortunately, I did have to kill a few. But to be fair, I warned them, he said. You're not going to hurt me, are you? The boy asked. God, no, I didn't want to hurt these people, but their stupidity caused them to attack. All because I was defending you. The man said. He then walked up to an injured shinobi. You're not going to die, yet. I'm taking you to see the Hokage, the man said, and he waved the boy over to him. When the blonde came to the man, he grabbed the boy and the injured shinobi. Hold your breath, the man told the boy, and in a swirl of leaves they were gone. Neither knew they were being watched by an old man through a crystal ball. When the old man heard this whooshing sound, he smiled and looked up. Well, Naruto-kun, have an exciting day? The old man asked the boy. Yay, Ojii-san, that's kind of why I'm here, see? Naruto tried saying but was interrupted. But the stranger. He was attacked, Sarutobi-sama, by some of your villagers. If I hadn't intervened, Naruto here would be as good as dead, the man said. Yes, I saw how your intervention worked. Still roughing everyone up, Sarutobi asked the man with an eyebrow raised. Oh come on, Sarutobi, you know me. The fools are just lucky I didn't kill them all, the man said. This caused the Sandaime to put his fingers to his forehead. Ah, Shan-kun, you know you can't just do that, the Hokage said. Sandaime, if I didn't react, Konoha would lose a child, the man said. Shan, I thank you for rescuing Naruto. But you could have spared those few people's lives. We'll talk about this later though, for Naruto has school. The Sandaime said and looked at the little boy. Fine then, Ojii-san, all go to class. Naruto said, and he exited the room. The Sandaime then looked back at Shan. Shan, why have you come back? From what I remember, you're still being hunted, correct? The Sandaime asked. The group that's hunting me isn't really something to worry about. At least not at the moment. I actually came here to keep a promise to two old friends. Which brings me to this. I want to train Naruto. Make him strong and get him in touch with both his bloodlines. Shan said as he took off the straw hat on his head to reveal a spiky-haired red-head man. How do you know about Naruto's bloodlines? He's an orphan, he doesn't have anything. Sarutobi said. Don't give me that bullshit, Sandaime-sama. You know full well that I was Minato's and Kushina friend. I know who's their son, Shan said. Very well. What did both Kushina and Minato ask you to do, and why are you doing it 6 years after they died? The Sandaime asked. Well, see, Kushina and Minato just asked me recently to train Naruto. Now I know I'm not his godfather, that's Jiraiya sensei's spot. But both Minato and Kushina told me that they feel something bad is going to happen in the near future and they want their son as strong as possible. Shan said. How were you able to hear this? Like I said, both are dead, the Hokage said. Hokage-sama, you know that legend about mine, Kushina's and Minato's bloodlines. About how we never truly die. Well, it's true. My Kekkei Genkei goes with theirs, the redhead said. So how are you going to train Naruto-kun then? The old man asked. I'll train him in everything. He'll come back the last year of the academy. You can place him in any team you wish, Shan said. What if you get attacked by that group that's hunting you, or worse? Can you promise that Naruto-kun shall come back alive and well? The Hokage asked. Yes, I promise Naruto will come back alive and well. Nothing will happen to him. The traveler said. Very well. As a shinobi of Konoha Adler Shan, I give you the task of training Uzumaki Naruto for 6 years. You will have to get Naruto after school though. Now dismissed, the Sandaime said, and the redhead was gone in an instant. The Sandaime sat back in his chair and exhaled his breath. I must say that is always a good bloodline, he said, and he took a puff from his pipe. Later at the academy. Who was that guy that saved me earlier? Naruto thought as he was dazing out from Iruka's lesson. Naruto. Iruka yelled and the Uzumaki snapped out of his daze. Yes, Iruka-sensei, Naruto said with a foxy grin. Tell us a major factor in the Third Great Ninja War that caused Konoha to be victorious. Iruka said. Wasn't it? Naruto tried to say, but he was interrupted by the final bell. Ah, fine, see you all tomorrow, Iruka said. When Naruto walked out of the building, he saw the blue cloak stranger from earlier. When the man saw Naruto, he waved. Hey Naruto, you hungry? Let's go get some Ichiraku ramen, Shan said. When the 6-year-old heard his favorite restaurant, he couldn't refuse. Yay ramen, race ya, the Uzumaki exclaimed, and he took off in the northeast direction of the school. Hey, I wonder how pissed he'll be when I beat him. The redhead said, and in a flash he was gone. Naruto was bolting as fast as he could. The Uzumaki looked back and didn't see the stranger. Naruto was now only a few feet away from the Ichiraku. Ramen! The boy exclaimed as he slid into the ramen stand. The boy slid into the only person sitting in the ramen stand. Gomen, Naruto said. He then got a good look at the person eating and his jaw nearly dropped. On the chair was Sean with nearly 3 empty bowls in front of him. Oh Naruto, what took ya? Sean joked. How are you able to do that, Sean? Naruto asked. What, my fast movements? It's part of my bloodline. Oh, by the way, it's Sean sensei from now on. The redhead said. Wait, whhhhat? Naruto said in a shocked manner. Yay, for the next 6 years I'm your sensei. I cleared it up with the Hokage. You're going to be missing years of the academy. Oh yay, we're leaving tonight, the visitor said. He looked over at Naruto and saw that the academy student was in a total stupor. Hey, don't look so shocked. The old man told me your dream is to become Hokage. Well, me training you will bring you one step closer than anybody else to becoming Hokage, Sean said. When he said that, it snapped the boy out of his stupor. So what are we going to do? The boy asked. I'll explain more later after we eat our ramen, Sean said, and he returned back to his ramen. Naruto got on a stool and dug into the bowl of miso ramen that Sean ordered for him. -1 hour later, Naruto was patting his stomach. Ah, that hit the spot. The Uzumaki said, well, you ready to go? While we've been eating, I've had some of my clones go and pack your stuff at your place. Now go get your stuff and meet me at the south gate. Sean said, and Naruto took off for his home. When he returned to the south gate, he saw Sean waiting for him. As they exited the gate, a weird feeling in Naruto's stomach started rising. Sean saw the weird look on the boy's face. Nervous, Naruto? The man asked. A little. I mean, this is my first time out of the village, the boy answered. Well, don't worry, that nervousness will go away quickly. Now what I need you to do is hold on to me, okay? Sean said, and the academy student nodded, then grabbed a hold of the redhead man. Suddenly it felt like Naruto's body was being pulled through something. When the Uzumaki opened his eyes, he saw that him and Sean were standing on a field. Sensei, where are we? Naruto asked. We are in a field I found somewhere in the grass country. Now here is where your training is all going to start at. The Adler said. Naruto then nodded his head in a serious manner. What do you want me to do? He asked. I want you to sit down and make yourself comfortable, Sean said, and Naruto complied. Now your training is going to start with a quick lesson. I think I'll begin with why the people of Konoha hate you. I'm sure you've heard about the Kyuubi attack 6 years ago and how the Yondaime killed the beast, but at the cost of his own life. Well, you see, that is a lie. Kyuubi is the god of fire. It is almost near impossible to kill him. No human could do that. The only way to control the Biju is to seal it. With Kyuubi there is only one right seal for him, and that's inside the belly of a person. Minato's only option to seal the beast was inside his newborn son. Sean said. When he said that, Naruto's eyes went completely wide as he realized that he was the boy that Sean was talking about. So are you telling me that I'm the son of the Yondaime? Naruto asked, and Sean nodded. Yes, you are by right, Naruto Namikaze. Son of Minato Namikaze, the Yondaime Hokage. But that is only where the story begins. You see, Minato gave up his life to seal Kyuubi into you. Your father did this so you would be treated as a hero and have more power than anything to become a powerful shinobi. How Minato sealed the demon into was with a high-ranking Namikaze clan technique. The Shiki Fujin, which summoned the Shingami itself and seals anything away. The price, however, is the death of the summoner. But Minato is far from dead. Sean said. What do you mean he's not dead? How can my father still be alive? Naruto asked. Naruto, I'm going to tell you the tale of these 3 clans that never truly die. The 3 clans are the Namikaze, Uzumaki, and Adler clan. These 3 families' bloodlines are feared because of this. See, the Namikaze has this bloodline called the Makaigen, which allowed them to see the spirits of the afterworld and use spirits' abilities. Believe me, a spirit's power is strong. When a Namikaze dies, though they never truly die, as they become spirits themselves and their powers go on to unimaginable power and knowledge. The second clan is that of the Uzumaki clan. Their bloodline is the Soshibadamayaku, which literally turned their entire body into an element. The way an Uzumaki becomes immortal is that they become the elements when they die. Finally there is my clan, the Adler clan. Our bloodline is the Hitoto Kigen. With it, members from my clan can jump any distance we want to. By jumping I mean what I've been doing for the past few hours. As a bonus I can control time. As a controller of time and distance I've even been able to learn a few bloodlines. But that's for another time. The way members of my clan are immortal is that when we die we see it as the final lesson we learn to go to the afterlife. When we reach death we become time and our knowledge transfers to our loved ones, so therefore we never truly die. Now Naruto, can you tell me why I just told you that? Sean said. I take it to inform me that I have two powerful bloodlines and tell me that you have a powerful bloodline as well, the young boy said. Haha, close but not quite right. You see, since my bloodline is basically a sister Kekkei Genkai to yours, I'm able to see the spirits of your mom and dad. Both told me to train you. Like a good friend I accepted. I told you about your two bloodlines because of Kyuubi. You have the chakra to control both and even get Kyuubi's special ability, Sean said. Awesome, now how do I access these Kekkei Genkais? Naruto asked in an excited manner. Well, I need to teach you chakra control before you can access them. So for the next few months I'm going to teach you how to gather up your chakra, use it and teach you chakra control exercises. So you can get a good night's sleep tonight, but tomorrow it will be pretty intense. Sean said, and Naruto nodded and started laying down. I wonder how I'm going to be able to use these bloodlines Sean sensei told me about. I'm also wondering if he's speaking the truth or just making up some lie about both of my bloodlines. Naruto thought before he dozed off to sleep. As Sean was watching the blonde go to sleep he felt two presences near him. You two can come out now, Naruto's asleep. The Adler said. All of a sudden a ghostly figure of a man who looked like an older Naruto appeared along with this image of a woman who was completely made out of wind. So Sean, what are you going to train him? The woman asked. Well, Kushina, tomorrow I want to introduce him to you and Minato. So then you both can help him more than I can to teach him his bloodlines. The redhead said, looking at the deceased couple. Are you sure that's wise, Sean? He might not like it, the spirit man said. Don't worry, Minato, I know exactly what I'm doing. Like I agreed, I'll train him till he's as strong as Jiraiya sensei, if not stronger, Sean said. Very well, then we'll see you tomorrow, Kushina said. Then her and Minato disappeared. Well, nothing to do now except look at the stars and fall asleep, Sean said, and he laid himself back and looked at the stars. It was a normal day in the land of water. The mist was up and there wasn't a spot of sun to be seen. Two cloaked figures were walking deeper into the mist. One of the cloaked figures had 4 sword blades sticking out from under his cloak. The other cloaked figure was actually rather small, no taller than 4 feet. Sensei, what are we doing here in the land of water? The smaller figure asked. We're here to see 2 of the greatest Suiten users. From what I remember, these 2 are on the same level of Suiten jutsus as the Mizukage. Hell, he was even behind Kushina in Suiten techniques, the taller figure said. So then what are they going to be teaching me? The apprentice asked. They're going to show you how to control water. I've already taught you how to channel your chakra. I also know that your normal element is wind. But like I told you when I first began training you, I'm here to teach you about your bloodlines and make you stronger. These 2 will make you way stronger. Besides the way these 2 are, they'll be starting you on the present I got for you, the teacher said after he said that both teacher and student walked through a huge mist barrier on top of a hill. Below them they could see a village. Naruto, allow me to introduce you to Kirigakure, Hidden Mist Village. We're looking for 2 of the shinobi 7 swordsmen, the taller figure said. Alright, Sean sensei, Naruto said, and both started walking to the village. They weren't more than a good 100 feet when Sean started slowing his pace. Naruto, don't look now, but we're being followed. It's not somebody from Kiri, I know that for sure, and judging from his movements he's from Konoha. Keep moving, I'll be right back, Sean whispered to the Uzumaki. He was gone in an instant. He reappeared with a young teenager about 13 or 14. The boy had a Konoha high-tie 8 on, but instead of Konoha gear he had a black cloak with red clouds on it. Itachi Uchiha? What are you doing here? The Adler asked sternly. Sean sensei, I am here on my own accord. I'm seeking out Kisame Hoshigaki, Itachi said. Really, so are. Naruto tried to say, but Sean put his hand over the Jinchuriki's mouth. Itachi, what happened to your shinobi wear? Sean asked questioningly. I got rid of them. I no longer hold any ties with Konoha, the Uchiha said grimly. What happened in Konoha that you now sever your ties with the village? Don't lie to me, Itachi, I trained you, I know when you're lying. Sean said. Fine then. The reason I severed my ties with Konoha is because I killed off my entire family except my brother. Itachi said. Why did you do that? Sean asked. I wanted to test my power. Itachi said. Then his Sharingan became a pinwheel. Well, you didn't have those eyes last time I saw you. But you are a liar. You wouldn't kill off your family just to test your power. There's two things I know about you, Itachi. 1. You cared about your family more than anything, and 2. You only put Konoha in higher regard than your family. Now you're saying you severed ties with Konoha because you killed your family. So tell me the real truth or I will make a pretty good guess. Sean said. Alright, the real reason I killed off my family is because I was ordered to by the elders of the village. The Uchiha clan was planning a coup. To make sure that another great ninja war didn't break out, I followed the elders' orders. Now my connection is to this new organization known as Akatsuki. Itachi said. Akatsuki? The only Akatsuki that I've heard of is a small criminal organization, one bent on getting all of the tailed beasts, the Adler said. Yes, that is my organization. I'm coming here to Kiri to get a partner. Sensei, if you try and stop me or take me back to the village, I will kill you. Itachi said. Itachi, why would I try to stop you? You remember that when I left Konoha 7 years ago that I wasn't on the best terms with the village. Don't get me wrong, I do care for Konoha, but not as much as I did. Now Itachi, I do have to say this though. If you think you could kill me, you're still mistaken. I'm giving you a good warning right now, and that's if you or any members from your organization come after my apprentice here, I will kill them. Sean said. Very well then. Unfortunately, Sensei, I'm in the organization even though I don't agree with Akatsuki's methods. Itachi said with a smirk. You know, Itachi, you say you don't like Akatsuki's methods, and I can still see it in your eyes that you care for Konoha. So how about you and your future partner become members of my team? You'd both be undercover ops in Akatsuki. Sean said. I don't really think Kisame would want to join you, Sensei, Itachi said. Well, we are looking for Kisame anyhow, and I believe you're wrong. Sean said with a smile. Sensei, the only way I'd join your inside team was if you can guarantee me that you'd kill Madara Uchiha. The missing nin said. You mean the founder of the Uchiha clan? Well, it's already done. Harashiyama Senju, the Shodiami Hokage, killed him decades ago. You know that as much as I do. The Adler said. Well, that is where you're wrong. Right now Madara Uchiha is the Sandiami Mizukage, Itachi said. He's the Mizukage? Well, Itachi, I can't kill that bastard now or else we'd have all of Kiri against us. But I will honor your agreement and kill him. Now I do believe we have somebody to meet, Sean said, and he started walking toward Kiri. Itachi and Naruto started following. Naruto ran up to Sean. Sean Sensei, how were you able to get Itachi to join us so quickly? The Uzumaki asked. Well, like I said before, I was Itachi's old sensei. I know my student better than anyone, and he knows I'm a man of my word. He's even seen my power firsthand. Plus I know Itachi wasn't lying when he decided to be on our side. The redhead said. Alright Sensei, I'm trusting you completely here. The blonde said in a given-up manner. Sean then slowed down his pace and walked next to Itachi. Itachi, I need you to do something for me while we're here. Sean whispered. What is it, Sensei? Itachi whispered back. I'm going to need your help awakening Naruto's Kekkei Genkai. It's a dojutsu like ours. Normally I do this by myself, but I'm going to need some time to convince Kisame and Zabuza to train him in Suiten techniques, Sean said. Itachi nodded. Will do, Sensei, I'll awaken his bloodline, Itachi said. The Uchiha then walked up to Naruto right as all three members walked through the threshold of Kiri. Well, I'll leave you two alone for a while, Sean said, and he was gone. The Adler appeared in the Mizukage's building. He walked to the cage's office and saw a black-haired man with onyx eyes sitting in the chair. He had a green and white robe on. Hello, welcome back to Kiri. I'm trying to remember your name. It's Sean, isn't it? The Mizukage said, and Sean nodded. So Adler-san, what can I do for you? Madara asked. Mizukage-sama, I need 2 of your Kiri no Shinobi Katana Shichinin Shu, 7 Shinobi Swordsmen of the Mist, Sean said. Which 2? Madara asked. Kisame Hoshigaki and Zabuza Momochi. Sean said. Wow, those 2 are my strongest swordsmen, especially Kisame. I can't just let you use them. The Mizukage said. I'm fully prepared to pay for their services. The Adler said, and he tossed the Mizukage a big bag of coins. Very well. I believe you'll find those 2 at my personal training grounds for the swordsmen. It's about a mile south. Madara said. Very well, arigato Mizukage, Sean said, and he activated his Hitotokigen and winked at the Mizukage. See you around. Madara, Sean said, and he was gone instantly. Why, when he showed me those eyes did I get a little scared, Madara thought. He then returned to his work. When Sean reappeared, he was standing on top of a lake. I take it this was Kisame's work. The Adler said, and kept walking until he started hearing metal clashing. What Sean saw was two 6-feet men fighting with giant blades. One was a blue man with gills under his eyes and he had shark teeth. The other man had wraps around his face. Haha. So Zabuza-chan, how did you like my Sweden? Bakusu Shoha? The shark man said in a tempting tone. I guess it's okay. For an academy student, Zabuza said as he tried pushing Kisame back. Whatever, Zabuza. Kisame said. He quickly did a 180 turn and sliced and destroyed a copy of Zabuza. He quickly turned his attention back to Zabuza. Did you really think that little Mizu Bushin would hurt me? Kisame said. Not hurt you, fish face. Just distract you long enough, Zabuza said as he finished up hand signs. Sweden. Suiryuden no Jutsu, he said, and a huge stream of water started rising from the lake. This stream of water started forming into a massive dragon. The dragon though went on the attack. Little Zabuza always using those water dragons. You need something original, pup. Kisame said, and he started rushing through hand signs. Sweden. Ozumatoi no Jutsu. Suddenly a vortex started surrounding Kisame's blade. Let's shred that dragon to pieces, Samahata. Kisame yelled, and he charged at the water dragon. When the dragon came crashing down on Kisame, he slashed through the water dragon, splashing it everywhere. But that didn't stop the scourge of the mist from charging. You want originality, alright then. Sweden. Nami no Yaba. Zabuza said, and a big wave started rising in front of him. The wave's edge produced many blades. The wave moved smoothly toward Kisame. Now that's what I'm talking about. Kisame said as the wave of blades came down on him. Well, this little sparring match is turning out nicely. You know you can come out now, I've sensed you since I got here. Sean said, not turning away his gaze from the match. Soon a little child appeared next Sean. He was a good 10 years old. Sean took a step toward the two combatants. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Zabuza-sama doesn't like being interrupted during a match, and neither does Kisame, the boy said. Child, I have seen worse enemies than those two. I can handle myself, the Adler said, and he started walking to Zabuza and Kisame's battle. He was more than halfway there. Kisame resurfaced riding on top of a giant chakra shark. Hope you like my Sweden. Hojirozame no chakra, Kisame said. But before the shark could come down on Zabuza, both swordsmen heard a cry. Kaden. Otorodon. Suddenly a huge firebird came at them both. The heat from the bird was so hot it dried out the lake Kisame had set up, and the chakra shark suffered the same fate. The fire technique died down before Zabuza and Kisame were hurt. Well, now that I've got both of your attentions. Kisame, Zabuza, I need your guys' help. Sean said. Well, if it isn't Sean Adler. What do you want, Fukyu Fushicho, Immortal Phoenix? Zabuza said. I need you guys to train my new apprentice in Sweden techniques. Sean said. Why should we? What can you prove to us that we need to help you? Kisame said. I don't know, Kisame, maybe I just ended both your techniques with a single attack, and I did have to pay your Mizukage to get your guys' service, Sean said. Kisame and Zabuza looked at each other and nodded. Very well then, lead the way, Sean. Kisame said. Then let's go, Sean said, and he started walking back to Kiri. Come on, Haku, Zabuza said, and the boy started following all three shinobi. With Naruto. The young boy was standing in a clearing of trees. Itachi was right in front of him. Okay, Naruto-kun, Sean-sensei told me that your Kekai Genkei is a dojutsu like mine. If your bloodline is like mine, then it will only activate in a life or death situation. So what we are going to do is put you in a life or death situation. If that doesn't work, then we'll just have to try something else. Itachi said. Very well then, Itachi-sensei. I'm prepared to do that. Naruto said. Good, Itachi said, and he ran at Naruto. The Uchiha was too quick for the Uzumaki. The price for that was Naruto was kicked in the air and then punched back down to earth. Itachi jumped back a few feet and rushed through hand signs. Kaden. Gokakyu no Jutsu, Itachi said quietly, and he shot out a Giat fireball. Holy shit, Naruto yelled as he tried to duck the fireball. Ah, nothing yet, huh? Okay. Kaden. Hosenka no jutsu, Itachi said, and he fired multiple fireballs from his mouth. Naruto jumped over the fireballs. But he failed to notice Itachi's hidden trap. A barrage shuriken. Needless to say, he was pierced with many shuriken. Gah! Was all the boy could say. Naruto-kun, why not try concentrating your chakra to your eyes? I think I know how to activate your eyes, Itachi said. Alright, Naruto said, and he put his hand in the ram symbol. He started concentrating intensely. Itachi threw 2 kunai at Naruto. What surprised the Uchiha was that the Jinchuriki caught them with 2 fingers. Makaigen, Naruto said, and he opened his eyes. What Itachi saw was that instead of the cerulean blue eyes, Naruto now had a golden sun in his right eye and a silver crescent moon with a star above it in his left eye. I've only heard of that bloodline. I didn't really think it existed, Itachi said, astonished. Who are those 2 people next to you? Naruto questioned. Itachi looked to the sides of him and saw nothing. Naruto-kun, there isn't anyone here. It's just us 2, Itachi said, confused. Well, there's a blonde man taller than you. He looks like an older me or something. Next to him is a red-haired woman. She is see-through, almost like air. But the man looks solid yet ghostly. Am I crazy? Naruto questioned. Naruto-chan, you are not crazy. You've just awakened your bloodline, the blonde man said. Who are you 2? Naruto asked, looking at either side of Itachi. Naruto, you know who we are, the man said. My parents? Naruto asked, and both people nodded. I am Kushina Uzumaki, wife of Minato Namikaze. Now that you have awakened your Makaigen, I'll be able to teach you your other bloodline, the woman said. What do you want me to do, Ukazan? Naruto asked Kushina. First, Minato dear, could you see how far Sean is? Kushina said, and Minato nodded. He then disappeared. He reappeared moments later. Sean is a few miles away from where we're at. He's also walking to our area. The Yondiami said. That's good, he's giving us time to awaken Naruto-chan's second bloodline. Come follow me, Naruto, Kushina said, and she started moving up a tree. Naruto followed behind her, slowly climbing up the tree. When Kushina and Naruto stopped, they were on top of the tree. Ukazan, what do you want me to do? Naruto questioned. I want you to start feeling the way the wind feels. Once you got the feeling of the wind, I want you to try and concentrate your chakra around your entire body, all the while imagine the feel of the wind with your chakra. I'll explain more later. The Uzumaki female said. Very well, Ukazan, Naruto said, and he put his hands in the ram symbol. Concentrate on the wind, Naruto told himself in his head. The boy closed his eyes and started feeling the wind around him. Drip, drip. Naruto looked up and he saw that he was in a sewer place. He looked down the hall and saw a red glow. Naruto decided to walk to the light. When he arrived at the room where the light was coming from, he saw that it was a circular room with a huge cage in it. All of a sudden, a pair of huge eyes opened up. Where am I? Naruto questioned. Where do you think you are? The eyes said, and suddenly the eyes showed its face. It was a giant fox. You're Kyuubi, Naruto said quietly. Bingo. Hey, you seem to be having a lot potential in you, boy. You interest me. Go back to your mommy for now. I will call you again later. Believe that, Kyuubi said, showing his fangs. If that's supposed to scare me, it didn't work, Naruto said. Hey, if that's what you think, kid. But I can smell different. Hey, I'll see you soon, the fox demon said, and suddenly the room that Naruto was in started fading away. Naruto then opened his eyes and saw he was back on top of the tree. Naruto-chan, you have to connect that trait, Kushina said. Gomen, Ukazan, it's just that. I was just introduced to Kyuubi face to face, Naruto said. Kyuubi? What did he say? What did he do? The Uzumaki female said. All he said was that I have a lot of potential and he see me again soon. That was it, Naruto said. That's all he said. Well, it is alarming, but I believe we don't have anything to worry about now. Now go back to concentrating, Kushina said, and Naruto closed his eyes. Whoosh! Naruto heard the intensity of the wind. Soon the blonde started feeling how the wind felt against his skin. The current sending a powerful sensation through his veins. In the back of his mind, Naruto heard a slight chuckle. Now make into my entire body, Naruto thought, and he spread his chakra out through his entire body, remembering the feeling of the wind. The Jinchuriki started feeling his limbs become the same as the wind. Naruto-chan, open your eyes, Kushina said, and slowly her son opened his eyelids. He looked down at his arms. What he saw was that his arms were now invisible, but both mother and son knew it was the wind that made Naruto's hands that way. Congratulations Naruto-chan, you just unlocked your Soshiba Damayaku. But you are just a beginner still. Just to let you know, it's basically the same process with the other elements, the redhead said. She then looked down the tree and only saw Itachi and Minato. While we still have time, I'll teach you a Fuuten technique, Kushina said with a smile. Hi Ukazan, Naruto said as he nodded his head. What I want you to do is concentrate on the wind chakra. When you do that, imagine it rotating severally. After that, send that rotating wind as a force through your hands and clap. Kushina said, and she noticed that Naruto's arms went from clear invisible limbs to swirling vortexes. Now when you clap, I want you to say this, Kushina said, and she whispered something in Naruto's ear. He nodded and he began to clap. Fuuten. Tatsumaki Daikama, the blonde said as he clapped his hands. Suddenly a slim vortex shot out from the Uzumaki's hands. It beloved half of the forest. Wow, that was amazing, Naruto said. Hey Naruto, come down here. I'd like to introduce you to two of your senseis. Naruto heard Sean yell. The blonde began climbing down the tree. When he was a few feet, he heard this whooshing sound. Yay! You're taking too long, so let me help you out, Sean said, and he disappeared holding Naruto. They reappeared on the ground facing two guys. Both 6 feet and one was blue. Is this him? He doesn't look like much, Kisame said in a grunt. You know that tornado, I'm sure you've just seen, that was all his work, Itachi said, hiding his smirk. Really now? So Sean, you just want us to teach him Suiten techniques? Kisame asked, showing his teeth in a smile. Not just Suiten techniques, I also want you to train him to use these, Sean said, and he unrolled a big cloth. Inside the cloth was 2 long blades with the hilt inside the blades. These blades are perfect for you, Naruto. When you go into another element, they'll change with you, Sean said as he handed the blades to Naruto. Cool, Naruto said, admiring his blades. Naruto first lesson. Never let your guard down, Zabuza said as he did a horizontal slash with HS giant blade. Shit, Naruto exclaimed as he ducked under the blade. The boy was able to see a few hairs fall off his head. I think we'll start with a simple technique and go from there, Kisame said, and he did a few hand signs. Kirigakure no Jutsu, the shark man said, then mist started forming. I can't see anything, Naruto said. Naruto, you need to concentrate on the water in the air, Kushina whispered into Naruto's ears. Very well, Naruto said, and he started concentrating on how wet the mist was. When he did that, he sent the wetness through his body to his arms. With pleasure, Naruto saw his arms become blue water. Rule 2. You can attack in any direction, Zabuza's voice said through the mist. Naruto then felt something coming from behind him. Don't be mistaken, Naruto, there is nothing behind you, Minato said, and Naruto didn't make the movement to dodge the thing behind him. But the blonde did feel something swinging down on him. The Uzumaki lifted his hands and caught the massive blade with his aqua hands. Well, it seems your training will be a lot more interesting, Kisame said as he looked at the young boy holding his blade with his hands. Sensei, you have no idea, Naruto said with a smirk. Outside of the mist, Sean was watching the training that Naruto was receiving. Kushina, Minato, you guys shouldn't be cheating for him all the time like that. He needs to enhance his senses on his own, the redhead male said. Sean, we're just helping our son out for now. I'm sure very soon Naruto-chan's senses will improve greatly, Kushina said with a smirk on her face. Fine then, for now just don't get him killed, Sean said as the spirits went back to the training. So that's Naruto-kun's Kekai Genkai. I believe he will be powerful, Itachi said. Yes, he will. By the way, Itachi, as we were walking here, I talked to Kisame. He agreed to join Akatsuki. But like you, he will be undercover. My only condition, my pupil, is every 3 years tell me what Akatsuki is up to. Otherwise, same rules as we talked about, Sean said. Alright, very well, sensei. By the way, how long do you think it will take to train Naruto-kun? Itachi asked. I believe when he gets the feel of his bloodline we'll go. Judging from how far he's moving already, I'd say a good month, maybe less time before we leave, Sean said. Then I think at that time me and Kisame shall leave as well, Itachi said. Good, I'll be needing you for a little while anyway. You and me can teach Naruto Kaden techniques, the redhead said with a smile. I would like that, sensei, Itachi said, and both shinobi went back to watching the spar training. It was a beautiful day in Konoha. The Sandyami Hokage was walking through the village. He stalked his daily routine when he came across the Ichiraku stand. It reminded the old man of his favorite blonde-haired Jinchuriki. "Naruto-kun, I wonder how much you have changed. I guess I'll find out soon. It's been 6 years already. The real question is, when will you be here?" the old man thought as he entered the ramen stand. Miles away, there were 9 bandits were surrounding 2 men. "Wow, isn't this what we need right now?" the taller man said. "An inconvenience, I'd say. Ichiraku might be closed when we're done," the smaller person said. He then got a punch on the head. "Baka, this is no time to think of ramen. Even though it would be good," the taller person said. "Gomen-sensei, it's just that I'm hungry," the smaller person said. All of the bandits' sweat dropped. "I'll put an end to this," one of the bandits said quietly, and he threw a kunai at the sensei. "Even though you're hungry, now's not the time to mention food," the sensei said to his student as he caught the kunai the one bandit threw like it was nothing. "See what I mean? These punks think we forgot completely about them and they tried to kill us. The fools. They don't even know that we do have a destination to go to," the sensei told his student. "We don't care where you're going, we know who you are, Fukyu Fushicho. There's a bounty of 7 million ryo on your head and we're here to collect," the leader of the bandits said. "Well, here's the thing, you guys can't beat us. Actually, you fools caught us at a bad time. My high guess is you'll all be dead in 5 minutes, the redhead said. "You think you can kill us?" a bandit said. "Oh, not me. You guys would be dead when you threw that kunai. I'm not the one to worry about though," the sensei said. "Who is to worry about then?" another bandit asked. He was then hit with a huge beam of flame. The rest of the bandits saw that the flame was an arm. "Him," the sensei said, pointing to his student. "That was my Enku no Sume. Now you'll bakas will know why you fucked up when you choose to attack us," the student said. He then ran to 2 bandits. The blonde put his hand in a horizontal angle. "Rai no Kama," he said, and his arm became a lightning edge. The remaining bandits saw their comrades get beheaded. Static was coming off of their bodies. "Enough of this," one bandit said, and he drew his mace and charged at the student. The blonde just put his hand back and caught the mace. He then crushed it with his bare hand. When the blonde turned his head to the bandit, he showed huge canines. With 3 quick punches the boy broke off the bandit's head. The blonde then jumped into the air and did a few hand signs. "Sweden. Bakukagen Shoha." He then shot out a massive river from his mouth. The redhead saw that most of the bandits drowned. But he knew his student wouldn't stop until he knew he was dead. "Fuuten. Kase Misatu," the blonde said. Suddenly multiple wind currents came down on the river. These currents were all very sharp. The redhead sensei closed his eyes as the wind currents ripped the remaining bandits into bloody pieces. "Kami, Naruto, you could have at least gone easy them. Give them a chance and all. They weren't Akatsuki or Paladin at all," the sensei said. "I was holding back a lot, Sean sensei. Besides, wasn't it you who told me to always kill your enemies?" Naruto said with his eyebrows raised. "Hey, shut up. The student hasn't surpassed the master yet. But because of this little inconvenience we're a little late. Let's go home." "Race ya to Ichiraku's," Sean said. "Haha, yay, no. You always win, sensei," Naruto said. "Alright, how about this? I'll give you a good 3-mile head start. Loser has to buy the other 2 weeks worth of ramen. Deal?" Sean said. "Deal," Naruto said, and he took off like a bat out of hell. When Sean saw through blonde a good 3 miles away and closing in on Konoha, he disappeared. Naruto was so close to Konoha that he could see beyond the front gates. It was here that Sean reappeared a few feet in front of the gates. "Oh no, you don't, that ramen's mine," Naruto yelled. Suddenly his legs turned to electricity. This caused him to gain much velocity. The guards could only blink as a yellow-black blur went by them. "Did I win?" Naruto asked, looking behind him. "Nope, you lost," Sean said in front of the blonde. "Aw damn it, you always win, sensei," Naruto said, disappointed. "Tell you what, I'll pay for your ramen for 2 weeks," the Adler said, rubbing Naruto's hair. Both sensei and apprentice walked to and into the ramen stand. "Welcome to Ichiraku's, what can I get for you two?" Tuchi Ichiraku asked with his eyes closed. "Hey Tuchi-san, get 2 miso ramens to start." Sean said. It was here that Tuchi opened his eyes and looked at the 2 customers. The redhead was wearing a black cloak with a gold and white shinobi armor under it. He had 4 hilts to blades sticking out from his sides and back. Tucci noticed that the blades weren't all the same. The store owner then looked at the blonde. He was a good 5 feet wearing a dark blue cloak over a black and dark orange shinobi armor. The boy had two of the same blades. One was strapped to his back, the other to his side. What was more, the boy had whisker marks on his face. "Hey, aren't you Naruto?" Tucci asked. "Yes, I am. Thank you for remembering, Tucci-san," Naruto said in a bow. "You have changed a lot since that shy little boy 6 years ago. I'll get 2 of my best customers, all you want on the house," Tucci said as he passed the sensei and student their ramen. It was about 1 hour later that the pair walked out. Tucci could only sit and stare at the mountains of bowls. "Well, Naruto, I believe we have to go see the old man now," Sean said, and he grabbed a hold of the Uzumaki. Both were sent through a sucking sensation. The next second they were standing in the Hokage's office. The Sandyami looked up at the two from his books. "Welcome back, Naruto-kun. You've changed. Now I do believe you have class to go to. I need to speak with Sean about your training," Sarutobi said with a smile. "Very well, OG-san," Naruto said, and he took out through the Hokage's window. The Sandyami then turned to Sean. "He looks battle-scrawn. What's happened to him?" the Sandyami asked. "He's seen a lot of blood. We did have an encounter with the paladin. They brought out something in Naruto," Sean said. "What did they bring out?" Sarutobi asked. "Kyuubi," Sean said. Flashback. Sean and Naruto were walking through a mountain range. Sean sensed something familiar. He made quick movements to push Naruto behind him. "Naruto, whatever you do, stay behind me. If things don't go well, we'll need to fight for our lives. Show no mercy," Sean whispered. All of a sudden 6 men in black trench coats carrying metal cases appeared. "Sean Adler, you thought you were able to outrun us forever? We found you, though I must admit it took us longer than we wanted after your little incident," a big man said. "Hey, so some of the paladins are still alive, I thought I killed you all." "Oh well, I'll just finish the rest of my work here and now," Sean said, and he slowly inched his hand toward his blades. "What makes you think you'll kill us? You can never kill the paladin completely," another paladin said, and he brought out a metal rod. "Naruto, move quickly," Sean said before he disappeared right as the paladin shot something from the metal rod. Naruto ran as fast as he could. The boy just barely dodged the little metal electric ball. Sean appeared right behind the paladin. He quickly drew 2 of his blades. One had an hourglass handle with a razor-sharp bolt blade. The other was a pure black katana with a matching handle. In a scissor cut, Sean beheaded the paladin. 2 paladins looked at each other. "We'll take the boy," one said, and they both charged at Naruto. The Uzumaki turned the top part of his body to fire. "Kaden. Kanushaki," Naruto said, and he fired the fire towards the paladins. The Uzumaki was hit with not 1 but 2 little electric balls. Naruto was filled with 200 watts of electricity. To the blonde, everything started blacking out. "Kit, wake up," Naruto heard Kyuubi say. The blonde slowly opened his eyes. What he saw was that he was in his mind looking at the 9-tailed fox. "What do you want?" Naruto asked sternly. "It looks like you're getting beat out there. These guys are too powerful for you. You will lose. Your fire isn't strong enough. I can teach more about fire. Only on this condition: you let me take control of your body in this fight. I will win against these paladin and you will indeed become stronger," Kyuubi said, shping his teeth. "Only if you don't hurt Sean-sensei, deal," Naruto said. "Fine, I won't hurt him much," Kyuubi said, but mumbled the last part. Suddenly Kyuubi had his chakra wrap around Naruto. It then brought the boy inside the cage. On the outside, suddenly the atmosphere got thick. Naruto looked up to the 2 paladins that had him contained. He then activated his Makaigen with a devilish smirk. Suddenly his right arm turned to fire. His left arm turned to lightning. Naruto's body became earth. His legs turned to wind, and finally his head became water. "What the hell? Naruto's never done that before," Sean said. Naruto then started moving his hands in a circular way. Sean saw that the Uzumaki was mixing fire with wind and lightning. "Inferno Ryuden," Naruto said, and he fired a condense ball of elements. When the ball hit the paladins, an inferno burst out around the men. In this inferno had electricity surging through it. Sean saw the paladins burn in electricity. Naruto ran to the other 2 paladin. Suddenly the flame that was on Naruto's right arm became a blue menacing flame. This flame spread through Naruto's upper torso. Kihaku Enku Inmetsu, Naruto said, and he fired a blue flame vortex at the two paladins. The Uzumaki saw not only the bodies be turned to ash but the souls of the paladins were burning as well. The Jinchuriki ran up to another paladin, ripped the man to pieces with ferocious strength. Sean looked at the last paladin. He raised his hand and said, "Hitotoki-dan," he said, and a golden orb came out of his hand and turned the guy to dust. Naruto looked up at Sean. With a demon's smirk, Naruto clapped his hands. "Kazanrai Kanuhu," Naruto said, and he fired a beam of magma and lightning out of his mouth. The beam looked quite powerful to Sean. Hitotoki no Mai, a silver barrier rose in front of Sean. It was barely able to withstand the force that Naruto shot. Sean then jumped behind Naruto. "Hitotoki Ichijiteki Nankin," Sean said, and he hit the back on Naruto's skull with two fingers. "Hey, I just made the kit stronger," Kyuubi said before he was sealed away. Flashback end. See, Kyuubi did make Naruto stronger. He gave him 4 new powers. The first, he gave Naruto an avatar ability. Second, he unlocked more of Naruto's Makaigen. Third, he gave Naruto demon strength, speed and senses. Finally, he gave Naruto the ability to fuse his bloodlines into techniques, Sean said. "Has there been any more problems like that?" the Sandiami asked. "No. After that, Kyuubi trained Naruto in fire techniques. I was wary at first, but that fox became acceptable," Sean said. "Arigato, Sean-kun. Is there anything else I can do for you?" Sarutobi asked. "Yes, Sandiami-sama, I'd like to stay in Konoha permanently," the Adler said. "Very well. It will take some time before it's in full effect, but welcome back to Konoha, Sean," Sarutobi said, and Sean nodded. "See you around, Hokage-sama," Sean said, and he disappeared. At the academy with Naruto. The blonde was standing in front of the classroom door. "Alright class, we have a surprise for you today. We're welcoming back a new student." "Okay, come in now." Iruka Amino told his classroom full of 12-year-olds and yelled out the hallway. "It's okay Naruto, just go in," Kushina whispered to her son. Naruto nodded and walked into the classroom. "Care to introduce yourself to the class?" Iruka asked. Sure. My name is Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki. I'm an okay person. That's all I'm going to tell right now," Naruto said, and he started walking to an empty seat. "Naruto, mind showing us what you can do? So we know that you're at least on the same level as the rest of the students." Mizuki, Iruka's assistant, said. "Sure, why not? Who's the number 1 spot?" Naruto asked. "Well, that would be Uchiha Sasuke. He's in the number 1 spot for now," Iruka said. "And Uchiha EH? Well, I'll have a little spar with him then," Naruto said. "Why do you need a spar?" Mizuki asked. "Because a spar is the only way for me to show you techniques that up on your student's level," Naruto said. "Alright then, everyone down to the field. There's going to be a spar between Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto," Iruka said, and all the students left the room in a hurry. They moved to the training field in a few minutes. Naruto was standing in the dead center, as well as a black-haired boy who had a look of revenge in his eyes. "Before we start, are you Itachi's brother?" Naruto asked. He then saw the oinks-haired boy's face become completely angry. "Yay, I'm his brother, you could say," the Uchiha said in a grunt. "That's perfect, you should put up a good challenge, especially with the Sharingan," Naruto said. He saw that caused the Uchiha to get an uncool expression on his face. "Go on, activate it." "I'll wait," Naruto said. "I can't activate my Sharingan," Sasuke mumbled. "Oh, that's sad. Oh well, let's make this spar worthwhile. So I'll let you go first," Naruto said. "Veer well," Sasuke said, and he threw a handful of kunai at Naruto. "Good start," Naruto said as he threw a handful of shuriken at the kunai. The Jinchuriki then disappeared in a blur. Iruka went witted-eyed from where he was watching the spar. "That's the Shunshin no Jutsu. Where did he learn that?" the sensei said as Naruto appeared right behind Sasuke. The blonde sent a kick to the Uchiha's head. "See Sasuke, you can't beat me. I'm too fast for you to see without the Sharingan," Naruto said. "Oh yay, dodge this," Sasuke mumbled, and he rushed through hand signs. "Kaden. Gokakyu no Jutsu," the Uchiha said, and he fired a huge fireball. Naruto smirked at the fire element. "Oh no, how am I ever going to dodge that?" Naruto said. He then expanded his chest. "Suiten. Kaihoden," the Uzumaki said as he shot out a massive water gush from his mouth. When the fireball hit, the gushing water steam surrounded the entire area. The students were able to see two shadows in the steam. One of the shadows pointed something at the other shadow and yelled, "Raiden! Denpa Chufu!" There was a bright light in the steam. Then there were no movements. When the steam cleared, Sasuke was on his knees and Naruto had a blade to his neck. "See you lose. You're lucky I wasn't coming at you with the intention to kill. You know nothing about why Itachi did that. You'd stop wanting to be an Avenger if you did," Naruto said and whispered the last part to Sasuke. He took his blade off the Uchiha's neck. "I believe Naruto won this match," Iruka said. The students then started walking back to class. "Did you see him? That Naruto sure is a looker. Who knew that he was so strong?" girls were saying. "Man, that Naruto guy is powerful. I mean, he knocked out Sasuke Teme so easily." A feral boy was saying. "Troublesome, we might just have another jerk like Sasuke though," a pineapple boy said. "I don't know Shikamaru, I barely remember Naruto. I think he'll be cool," a rather chubby boy said. None of the students realized that Naruto was able to hear everything they just said. "Hey, I guess I'm making a good first impression," Naruto said to himself, and he went back into class. "How could I have lost to him? I will defeat him, especially since he knows Itachi so well." Sasuke grumbled out to himself and slowly began to walk to class. When class ended, Naruto was in the middle of the flood of students exiting the school building. In front of him was Shikamaru and the rather chubby boy. Naruto walked up to both. "Hey Shikamaru and Choji, isn't it? Want to go get some ramen or something?" Naruto asked. Sure Naruto, why not, but I'd rather go for some barbecue," Choji said. "I haven't had barbecue in forever, let's go." "Lead the way," Naruto said as he moved to let Choji walk in front of him. As they were walking, Naruto was going over Choji's and Shikamaru's last names. "Shikamaru, you're a Nara, aren't you?" the blonde asked. "Yay, I am a Nara. Do you have a troublesome thing about that?" Shikamaru asked questionably. "No, not at all. It's just I remember my sensei was telling me that you guys control the shadows, and I was wondering if I can teach me how to use the shadow element." Naruto asked. This caused the Nara to stop in his place. "Naruto, the cage element is a powerful technique. If I do anything, I need to know how many elements have you mastered?" Shikamaru asked. "Well, you see, I've already mastered the 5 elements, and 2 fusion ice and magma. Shadows just seem powerful to me and amaze me," Naruto said. "I say after we eat we have a little game of shugi and go," Shikamaru said. "Deal," Naruto said, and the group of 3 walked in the barbecue stand. Little did they know, but the trio was being followed by a blonde-haired girl. As the academy students were eating their barbecue, their stalker made her move. "Oh hey Shikamaru, Choji, nice seeing you here. Who's your friend?" the blonde asked. Naruto took a good look at the blonde. She had pale blonde hair with sky-blue eyes. When the blonde saw Naruto was looking at her, she turned her head and blushed. "Ino, what are you doing here? You never come here. Besides, you should know who he is already. I mean, Iruka-sensei did introduce him to the rest of the class." Shikamaru said to the blonde. "What, I can't come in for barbecue every once in a while, plus it would be rude to not introduce a new friend to a friend." Ino said, her feet moving ever closer to Shikamaru's toes. "Ah, troublesome. Fine Ino, this is Naruto. Happy?" Shikamaru said, and Ino nodded. "Mind if I sit down?" Ino asked. "Not." "Ow," Shikamaru said as Ino slammed her shoes on the Nara's toes. "I mean, why Ino?" "Troublesome woman," Shikamaru mumbled the last part. Ino sat down next to Naruto. "So Naruto-kun, how are you?" Ino asked. "I'm good. Aren't you a Yamanaka?" "Ino-chan," Naruto said. "Yes, I am. So where have you gone to, Naruto?" Ino asked, interested in the blonde. "Well, basically everywhere," Naruto said. He then proceeded to tell Ino all the places he went. Shikamaru could only roll his eyes at the way the 2 blondes were talking. "It will be forever until me and Naruto have our shogi and go game." Damn, Ino always being so troublesome, Shikamaru thought. A light blonde girl was walking through the streets of Konoha. She was near the training grounds. "Where is he?" she said, looking at every training ground she came across. When the girl came across training ground 50, she saw sparks flying on top of the trees. When she looked up, the girl saw a red-head man in gold armor facing a blonde boy in black and orange armor with whiskers on his face and a blue sphere on his chest. "Barendo Zato Hayazashi," the red-head said, and when the girl blinked he was gone. He reappeared under the blonde. He kicked the younger boy in the air. The redhead reappeared to the side of the blonde and kicked him. He then reappeared all around the blonde, hitting the blonde with a bombardment of hits. As the blonde was getting kicked around, he started spinning. Gufu no Bagoma. The blonde said. Suddenly winds surrounded the blonde and redhead. These winds became a spinning top and destroyed the top part of the tree that both combatants were on. The blonde girl saw that the redhead man was sent flying a few feet. She looked back at the blonde boy and saw he had wind surrounding his hands. Shipuu Kanuhu, he said, and he fired a vortex of wind at the redhead. The girl thought it had finished the redhead, but then the man appeared behind the boy and did a bicycle kick to his head. This sent the boy flipping through the air. As he was flipping, the blonde rushed through hand signs. Kihikuden Danmaku, and he fired many bluish, whitish bullets from his mouth. A few of these bullets hit the redhead man. He fell on his knees for a few minutes, but he quickly disappeared in an instant. He reappeared above the blonde and hit the boy really hard, sending him flying toward earth. When the boy hit the gravel, a dust cloud rose. As the cloud subsided, the girl saw that the blonde was knocked out. The redhead reappeared on the ground. Ino-chan, for a few minutes you're going to have to carry him to school. I knocked him out, the redhead said. Very well, Adler-san, Ino said in a bow and walked over to the knocked out boy. She slowly picked him up and slung him on her shoulders. Good luck today, you two. Sean called out as they walked away. When they were out of eyesight, the redhead collapsed on the ground and coughed up some blood. So little Naruto-chan roughed you up a little bit, a see-through woman said. She was made of the wind. A little? If I didn't knock him out quickly, I would have lost. He's getting stronger. The way he's going, Naruto will be ready for the task I have for him. Kushina-chan, Sean said. Sean, wait a few years before you do that though. We have trained Naruto to be powerful. But I don't think he's ready and able to do that yet, a spirit blonde man said. Fine Minato, I will wait. I know Naruto not ready at this time to do it. Now if you guys give me an hour, I'm going to pass out now, Sean said, and he fell to the ground and passed out. At the academy, Ino and Naruto were walking through the building. The Yamanaka was still carrying the Uzumaki. Suddenly he started cuddling her. MMMHHM Ino-chan. He muttered, and Ino went a little red. I wonder what he's thinking about, Ino whispered to herself. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to get her answer because right as she opened the door to her class, she heard gasps. Suddenly a group of fangirls appeared in front of her. Ino, what do you think you're doing with Naruto-kun? The leader asked Venom, ushering out of her words. Many fangirls started cracking their knuckles. Carrying him to class got a problem? Ino asked. It was here that Naruto opened his eyes. Holy! He yelled. Suddenly a dome of wind surrounded Naruto and Ino, and then they were gone. They reappeared sitting next to Shikamaru and Choji. Shikamaru raised his eyebrow at Naruto. Another troublesome training, Naruto? The Nara asked, and Naruto nodded. Well, you're going to have to stay up. Remember, this is our graduating day. We still have to take the final tests. Shikamaru said. I'm not worried about the tests. I'm ready, Naruto said. A few minutes later, Iruka and Mizuki walked in the class. Welcome, class. As you all know, this is your last time you guys will be academy students. Now when one of us calls your name, follow us into the room next door. Now we'll start with Aburame Shino. Iruka said, and a boy in a high-collar jacket wearing sunglasses walked down the steps. Naruto felt an all-too-familiar presence next to him. Here, Naruto-chan, while we wait for you to take your final exam, I'll teach you this one technique, Minato said. A few hours later, Naruto was sitting at his desk. Next to him was his mom and dad. Now Naruto-chan, the key to topping off that technique is that at the end you make it explode, Minato said, and the boy nodded. Naruto-kun, who are you nodding to? Ino asked. Oh, I was just dazzing out for a while, the Uzumaki lied. Nice save, son, Kushina whispered to her son. Naruto burst into a foxy grin. Uzumaki Naruto, Mizuki said. Naruto got up and walked toward the other room. When he got there, Iruka was sitting at a desk with a clipboard and pen in hand. Okay, Naruto, your final exam is show us the 3 mandatory jutsu. So do a henge, bushin, and kawarimi, Iruka said. Just those? Alright, K's henge, Naruto said. Suddenly wind started surrounding him. When the wind died down, there was standing the Sandyami Hokage. Iruka walked up to the Sandyami copy and inspected him. What the Chunin saw was that the copy was perfect down to the last detail. Well, that's a perfect henge, Naruto. Iruka said. Naruto smirked, his inner prankster getting the better of him. Oryoke no jutsu, the Sandyami said, and he turned into a naked blonde girl with whisker marks. Oh hello Iruka-sensei. The girl said she saw that both Iruka and Mizuki went flying to the end of the room from nosebleeds. Naruto poofed out of his technique, laughing hard. In the distance he heard an even louder laugh. Must be Sean-sensei, the Uzumaki thought. That's not funny. Iruka shouted. Gomen, Iruka-sensei, couldn't help myself. Now a Bushin, right? Naruto asked, and Iruka nodded. Kihaku Bushin no jutsu, Naruto said in spirit. Looking, Naruto appeared next to him. Iruka threw a kunai at the clone. The kunai flew right through it. The clone then threw its own kunai at Iruka. It left a little cut on his arm. Well, Bushin is good. Now for the Kawarimi, Iruka said. Then him and Mizuki launched a few kunai and shuriken at Naruto. In a poof, Naruto was replaced with log. It seems that you pass with flying colors. Congratulations Naruto, you are now a shinobi of Konoha. Now come up here and collect your Hitai 8, Iruka said, and Naruto walked up to the desk and picked up a headband. A few more hours went by after Naruto took his exam. When everybody was done, Iruka was standing in front of the class again. Congratulations, all of you have become genin of Konoha. Now you will have a day to yourselves. Come back here in 2 days for your teams and the Rookie of the Year. The Amino said. Then the students left the room. As Naruto left the academy, his heightened senses heard Mizuki say something. Damn, the Kyuubi brat passed the class. That's a major problem, but whatever, I'll steal that scroll for myself. Well, I guess I can see what he's up to, Naruto said to himself, and he followed Mizuki as the Chunin took off for the Hokage Tower. When Naruto got to the tower, he waited for Mizuki to go in. So Naruto, what's going on? An alt-familiar voice said. I'm following Mizuki Sean-sensei. I overheard him saying something about stealing a scroll, so I decided to see what he's up to, Naruto said. Hey, well, it seems your target is on the move. Look, Sean said, and Naruto saw that the silver-haired Chunin was running out of the Hokage Tower with a big scroll in hand. Now the real question is, should I kill him or not? Naruto asked with a smirk. I'd suggest not killing him. He hasn't put our village in danger or anything like that. Mortally wound him. Hurt him so bad he can never be a shinobi again, Sean said. Naruto took off in a blaze. You're not just going to stand here, are you? Kushina asked. Oh no. Guess I'll cut him off, Sean said, and he disappeared into the blink of an eye. With Naruto, like a predator stalking his prey, Naruto was staying a few feet behind Mizuki. Enough of this chase of cat and mouse, Naruto said. Then he launched a handful of kunai and shuriken at the Chunin. They hit their target flawlessly. Gah, what the hell? Well, if it isn't the Kyuubi Gaki. Do you think you can stop me? Good, that means I'll kill you and steal the scroll at the same time, Mizuki said as he turned his head to see his attacker. Hey, if that's what you think, Mizuki. Makaigen, Naruto said, and his eyes became a star and a moon. Dodge this, Mizuki said, and he pulled out a Fuma shuriken, then launched it at Naruto. Ganshu Jushi, Naruto said, and his arms became magma. The Uzumaki grabbed the shuriken. The weapon melted in his hand. Naruto then held up his right hand. Kihaku no Genko. Suddenly Naruto's fist ceased being magma and became this blue energy. In a flash, Naruto was in front of Mizuki. He thrust his right hand into Mizuki's chest. In a few short minutes, Naruto pulled out this purple aura. When Naruto brought it out of Mizuki, he crushed the aura in front of the Chunin's face. What? What did you do? Mizuki asked sacredly. I just made sure you'll never be able to be a shinobi again, Naruto said. You lie, Mizuki yelled as he tried to rush through hand signs. Kaden. Gokakyu no jutsu, Mizuki said. Instead of a fireball shooting out of his mouth, nothing happened. See, you can't do anything. I win, Mizuki. Now we just sit and wait for Anbu to come and get you, Naruto said. No, never, Mizuki said, and he tried to run away from Naruto. He got about 10 feet before Sean appeared in front of him. There's no escape, Mizuki, Sean said sternly. Says you, Mizuki said, and he charged at Naruto. Naruto's left hand became a scarlet red flame. Inferno-kiri, Naruto said, and he did a vertical slash on Mizuki. It left a burn cut on the Chunin's chest. Mizuki then collapsed on the ground. When the Anbu arrived, they took a good look at Mizuki, then at Naruto, then to the scroll in Mizuki. The leader nodded his head. "Good work, kid," he said, and then the Anbu took off. -2 days later, Naruto was sitting in his desk. He took a quick glance at Shikamaru and remembered the shogi match he had and how he barely beat the Nara. Well, today is the day. You all will be meeting your senseis in a few hours. Now let me begin by saying that the rookie of the year is our late arrival Uzumaki Naruto, Iruka said. Then Naruto stood up and took a bow. Alright, now Team 1 is. Iruka began. Naruto failed to pay attention to the first 6 teams being called. His reason was simple: those teams didn't have a chance of staying genin. Team 7 is Uzumaki Naruto, Uchiha Sasuke and Haruno Sakura. Iruka said. Naruto glanced at Sasuke. The Uchiha glared at him. Suddenly a huge cry was called throughout the class. "Cha, not only am I on Sasuke-kun's team, but I'm also on Naruto-kun's teams." Sakura exclaimed. "Sakura, sit back down so I can finish," Iruka said, and Sakura sat back down embarrassed. Now Team 8 is Inuzuka Kiba, Aburame Shino and Hyuga Hinata. Finally Team 19 is Yamanaka Ino, Akamichi Choji and Nara Shikamaru. "Like I said before, your senseis will be here shortly," Iruka said, and he disappeared. When he did, one by one the senseis came and picked up their students. For Team 10, a man with a beard wearing a Fire Country flag came in and got them. Team 8 had a black-haired red-eyed woman for a sensei. Very soon it was just Team 7 all alone. Sasuke was sitting and brooding. Sakura was walking around the room while Naruto was sitting in the back of the room learning from his parents. "Ah, how rude is this guy. He's hours late, this is not a good impression," Sakura shouted. "Oikawa-san, could you go see what's taking this guy so long?" "I'm guessing he's in the building already," Naruto asked quietly to his mom. She nodded and disappeared for a few minutes. When she reappeared, the Uzumaki female had a smirk on her face. "It appears our son's sensei is your old student, dear," she said to Minato. The former Hokage started rubbing his hands together. "Oh, this will be good. I guess he's taken Obito's lateness," Minato said. "Who is it, Otu-san?" Naruto asked, eager that his sensei was his dad's old student. "Not telling you. All you need to know is he'll be the perfect sensei for you," Minato said. He then saw Naruto do a few hand signs. "What are you doing, son?" the older blonde asked. "Teaching your student. It's not nice to keep his team waiting," Naruto said as he finished his jutsu. "Fuuten. Kazuden," he whispered, and all 3 members of the same clan felt the wind change in the room. "Now to finish it up," Naruto said, and he did another set of hand signs. "Kaden. Enku no Hoipu," Naruto whispered again. "Now we sit back and enjoy the show," Naruto said pretty loud. "What are you talking about, Naruto-kun?" Sakura asked. "Watch that door and you'll see," Naruto said as he walked closer to the door to get a better view. When the door opened, a white-haired man peered his head through it. Team 7. He never got to finish as there was a huge boom and he was sent into the wall in the hallway. Right after the Junin hit the wall, a small stream of flame came out and whipped him. The flame whip burned half of his clothes. When it subsided, the Junin looked like he was wearing a short top and a skirt. His hair was also fried. "My first impression of you all is I hate every last one of you. Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes," the Cycloptic sensei said. He noticed that all his students were rolling on the floor laughing except the black-haired Uchiha, who was failing at trying to hold back his smile. The Junin disappeared in a poof. "Well, let's go introduce ourselves," Naruto said as he wiped away a tear from laughing. When they made it to the roof, they saw their sensei sitting cross-legged reading a book called Icha Icha Paradise. "So guys, what took you so long?" the Cycloptic sensei asked. We were laughing our asses off at you," Naruto replied. He saw that his sensei glared at him. "That wasn't that funny. Anyways, let's introduce ourselves. Tell me your guy's name, dream, likes, dislikes, and hobbies," the silver-haired man said. Sensei, could you start? To show us how to do it," Sakura asked. "Very well, my name is Hitaki Kakashi. My dream, haven't really thought about it. I have likes and dislikes, and my hobbies, well, I'm just flat out not going to tell you," Kakashi said. Sakura's face became agitated. "What, we only learned his name? What bullshit, cha!" Inner Sakura screamed. Naruto looked at Kakashi questionably. "Hitaki Kakashi? I believe I've heard of you. Aren't you called? What is it? Oh yay Sharingan no Kakashi, the blonde asked. When he said that, Kakashi went a little wide-eyed. As did Sasuke. You know about my name? Kakashi asked and Naruto nodded. Rumors say you've copied over 1,000 jutsus. Is that true? Naruto asked. Yes, it is true, Kakashi said. Can I see your Sharingan? The Uzumaki asked. Ah fine, then I'll entertain you, Kakashi said, and he moved his hand to his height covering his left eye. When he uncovered it, a crimson eye was revealed with 3 commas in it. Interesting, Naruto said. How can you have the Sharingan? You aren't a member of the Uchiha clan? Sasuke asked in his Avenger way. Well, before I get into how I got the Sharingan, why don't you guys tell me about yourselves? Let's start with you, black hair, Kakashi said. Alright, my name is Uchiha Sasuke. I don't have any likes or dislikes. My hobbies, why should I tell you, and my dream. No, my passion is to hunt down the guy who killed my clan and avenge them. Sasuke said. Hey, if only you knew why Itachi did it, then you wouldn't think bad of him, Naruto mumbled. Now you pinky, Kakashi said. Okay, my name is Haruno Sakura. My hobbies are putting on makeup to impress Sasuke-kun, maybe even Naruto-kun. My likes are boys and my dislikes are idiots. My dream is to marry Sasuke-kun, Sakura said as she looked over to Sasuke and squealed. Basically, Naruto and Kakashi rolled their eyes. Now you blondie, Kakashi said, nodding to Naruto. My name is simple Uzumaki Naruto. My hobbies are training and reading up on past events. My likes are loyal and honest people, also ramen. My dislikes are some of the elders of this village and waiting for the ramen to cook. My dream is a simple one as well. I want to become Hokage and change the bad that is in this village. Naruto said. Kakashi even nodded a little bit to what Naruto was saying. By the way, sensei, I heard your Sharingan came from your old teammate Uchiha Obito. Naruto said, and Kakashi went a little wide-eyed again. That's surprising, Naruto. Not too many people knew about my Sharingan's origin or my teammate's name. But yes, Obito gave me his Sharingan as a final wish before he died. Kakashi said quietly. Well, that's all for introductions. Meet me tomorrow at training 7 early in the morning. Oh yay, don't eat anything or else you'll get sick. Kakashi said and he disappeared. See you guys tomorrow then, Naruto said, and he took off for his house. When he got there, the Uzumaki saw Sean on top of the roof meditating. Hey Sean sensei, I found out who my sensei is. Naruto yelled. Sean opened his eyes and in an instant the redhead was in front of Naruto. So who is it? Sean asked. My father's old student Hitaki Kakashi, Naruto said, and Sean smirked. Well, Kakashi is powerful. He'll be a good sensei for you. What does he want you to do? The Adler asked. He told me and my teammates that we have to meet him at training ground 7 early in the morning and we shouldn't eat anything, Naruto said. After he said it, Sean let out a little chuckle. Well, whatever he wants you to do tomorrow, just go all out on him. Try not to kill him though. Now you said you have an early day tomorrow, so you'll have to go to bed early, alright? Sean said. Fine then sensei, Naruto said, and he took off for the house. After the two ate and Naruto was in bed, Sean sat outside the house. Well, I might as well talk to him, the Adler said, and he disappeared in an instant. A good mile away. He kisses her gently. Oh, this good, Kakashi said, reading his Icha Paradise book in his bed. Suddenly he looked up and threw a kunai into the darkness. He wasn't surprised to hear that the kunai didn't pierce anything. Reading Jiraiya sensei's books still, Kakashi? A voice said in the shadows. I know that voice, Kakashi said. And you should know who this is. I mean, my best friend was your sensei. Sean said as he walked out of the shadows. Adler-san, what brings you to my humble home? Kakashi asked. I've come to talk to you about your student. Not the other two but the blonde, Sean said. What about Naruto? Kakashi asked. Tomorrow when you do your bell test, don't underestimate him. Sean said. Why, he's just a genin. Yes, I saw that he was the top genin of the year, but still. The Hitaki said. Kakashi, for 6 years I trained Naruto to be a warrior. If you underestimate him you could die, the Adler said. Fine then Sean-san, I won't underestimate him. Hope he's up to the hip you say, Kakashi said, and he started reading his book again. Oh Kakashi, he is. Well, I let you go back to your business, Sean said, and he disappeared in flash. When the redhead got back to his home he quickly went to bed. Flashback. There was a small 5-year-old redhead boy looking at the destruction happening to his village. There was a group of about 20 men attacking his friends and family. The boy saw some of the villagers trying to jump, but then they were hit with this electric device. After the villagers were hit and immobilized, the group of men brought out these weird-looking weapons. These weapons were circular and had many barrels on it. The men started opening fire. The weapon they were using started out slow but then sped up quickly. The boy watched in horror as the immobilized people all dropped to the ground dead. A brown-haired woman and a blonde man were in front of the boy. "Mom, what are those men? Why are they doing this?" the boy asked, scarredly, tears starting to form in his eyes. "Those aren't men, baby, they're monsters. The reason they're doing this is they don't like the power we have," the woman said. Her eyes became angry as she saw the men heading for her family. "Mark, the paladin are coming," she yelled to her husband. The blonde nodded and he rushed through hand signs as the paladins were several feet in front of them. "Hitotoki no Yaiba." Suddenly a golden cutlass appeared in the blonde's hand. The handle on this cutlass was a sand clock. Mark charged at the paladins. He killed about 5 of them. The leader of the paladins saw that he was no joke. So he did a very cowardly move. He attacked Mark's wife and kid with his electro rod. In an act to save his family, Mark appeared in front of his wife and took the blow. When he became immobilized, the paladin opened fire. "No!" the brown-haired woman screamed as her husband fell to the ground dead. The paladins smirked as it was just the mother and son left in the village. "Mom, I'm scared," the boy whispered. "I know, baby, but if we die, don't be afraid. It's just the next step in our lives. Remember that," the mom said. She then grabbed her son and disappeared and reappeared a few feet. "Stay here, I'll handle them," she told her son, and she then disappeared. She reappeared next to the paladin. In a blur she took and killed 10 paladins. "So this is the strength of the Adler clan. I have to admit, like your husband, you are powerful. But you will die, Kelly. Only God deserves this power," the paladin leader said, and he pulled another cowardly move by attacking Kelly's son. Like her husband, Kelly appeared in front of her loved one. She was first hit with the electricity and then the bullets pierced her. The boy now had some blood on his face. The paladin smirked as this would be the easiest kill yet. "Please, I don't want to die. Somebody help me," the boy shouted as tears streamed down his eyes. It was here that the boy made his first jump, as he was now several more feet away from the paladins. Next thing the boy knew, a huge tidal wave of fire came in front of him and engulfed the rest of paladin. Flashback end. "Ah!" Sean exclaimed as he woke up from his dream, sweat-covered and looking terrified. "God, I hate that. Looks like I'm not going to be getting to sleep tonight. Damn paladin," Sean said, and he disappeared from his room. The next day, Naruto was waiting with Sasuke and Sakura at Training Ground 7. They were there for an hour already. Naruto was sitting below a tree in a meditating stance. Sasuke was standing around brooding while Sakura was sitting down with an angry expression on her face. "Gah, he's late again. What kind of sensei is late all the time?" Sakura exclaimed. "Sakura-chan, didn't Iruka-sensei teach you something about being patient? Kakashi-sensei will be here when he gets here. If a shinobi is impatient, it could end up being a horrible outcome. So just calm down," Naruto said to Sakura. This caused her to take a deep breath and calm down. Suddenly there was a poof of smoke and Kakashi appeared. "Hey guys, sorry I'm late, it's just on my here I came across a black cat and had to travel all around the village to dodge it so I don't get bad luck," Kakashi said. "Liar," both Naruto and Sakura exclaimed. "Fine. Anyhow, let's begin, shall we?" Kakashi asked, and all 3 genin stood at attention. "What you guys are going to do is each of you are going to take these 2 bells from me," Kakashi said as he raised 2 silver bells. "Wait, there's 2 bells and 3 of us. What's the catch?" Naruto asked. "The catch is 2 of you will get the bells while 1 of you shall be tied to a pole while we enjoy our lunch. Oh, and if none of you are able to get a bell, all 3 of you will be sent back to the academy," Kakashi said, which basically caused all 3 students to jaw drop. "Before we start, I want you all to come at me with every intention to kill," Kakashi said. "Very good," Naruto whispered to himself. "Now go." The Hitaki commanded and 2 blurs went out into the trees. Only 1 stayed. You're not very smart, are you? I mean, your other teammates went to hide for cover, but instead of hiding you don't move," Kakashi said. "Kakashi-sensei, the other 2 needed to hide, they're not strong enough to fight you, but I am." Naruto said as he whispered Makaigen. What the? Kakashi questioned as he saw a sun and a moon in Naruto's eyes. Now let's begin sensei, Naruto said as he cracked his neck. He then got into a stance. Ki no Mai, the blonde said as he charged at Kakashi. When he did, a spirit see-through image of him appeared in front Naruto. The spirit began with a spin in the air and hit Kakashi. The Junin blocked it to his left. But Naruto sent a barrage of punches to Kakashi left. The Genin sent the Junin flying a few feet. Wow, Naruto's really strong, Sakura said to herself in a bunch of bushes. Come on Kakashi-sensei, I haven't even gotten serious yet, Naruto said. Just as Naruto was going to attack, he heard a voice from behind him. You know you should never let your enemy get behind you, Kakashi said, and he readied his fingers into a formation. Konohagakure Hiden. Taijutsu no Ugi. Senin Garashi, Kakashi said as slammed his fingers into Naruto behind. The Uzumaki made a scrunched up face and then he was sent flying. When the blonde hit the ground, he was surrounded by trees. So Naruto-chan, find anything useful, Kushina said. Yay, I could destroy Kakashi if I wanted to. Naruto said. Did you learn anything else, son? Minato asked, implying something. Yay, this bell test isn't about each one of us going after him at once. It's about hit him all together and taking the bells. Naruto said with a smirk. Ding ding, I think the boys got it. Now go find the rest of your teammates and complete this mission. Minato said, and his son nodded, then took off. As Naruto made it halfway through the training ground, he saw Sasuke and the Uchiha was standing off against Kakashi. Kaden. Gokakyu no Jutsu, Sasuke said, and he blew out a huge fireball from his mouth. What genin shouldn't know elemental jutsu? Kakashi said as the fireball engulfed him. Hey, I guess he wasn't that tough, Sasuke said with a smirk. Doden. Shinju Zanshu no Jutsu, Kakashi called from underground. He then pulled Sasuke to the ground. Sasuke, here's a lesson, never forget it. Never underestimate your opponent by getting cocky. Kakashi said, and he disappeared. You know he's right, Sasuke, Naruto said, walking out from the tree line. Like I need advice from you, Sasuke said. Actually, I just came here to offer you some help getting out of that hole, Naruto said. Yay, well thanks, but no thanks. I don't need your help, Sasuke said, a lot of venom leaking from his words. Sweet yourself, Sasuke. I'll leave you in there for a few minutes. Maybe it will be enough time for you to realize that the point of this mission is for us to work as a team. Naruto said, and he took off, leaving the Uchiha alone head deep in rock. With Sakura, the pink-haired girl was running through the forest. Sasuke-kun, where are you? She questioned to herself. The Haruno got her answer when she started spinning around with leaves falling around her. Suddenly the Uchiha came out of the trees. He was covered in blood. He was limping like he was near dead. Sakura, Sasuke said. Sakura looked freaked out. Sasuke-kun, she screamed before she fainted. After she passed out, Naruto found her on the ground shivering. Megan. Narukumi no Jutsu eh? Oh, he's good, Naruto said, and he dispelled the genjutsu. Naruto smiled when he saw the emerald eyes. Welcome back, Sakura-chan, the Uzumaki said with a smile. Naruto-kun? What happened? The Haruno asked. You fell into a genjutsu. But don't worry, I took care of it. Now before you go looking for Sasuke, you need to know the key to this mission is it's about teamwork. Meaning instead of taking Kakashi down one by one and failing, if we all attack him at once, we can get the bells. Now help me free Sasuke. He's been stuck in a hole, Naruto said, and Sakura nodded. Then both of them took off. When they got to Sasuke, he was still neck deep in the earth. So Sasuke willing to accept help now? Naruto asked. Fine, get me out of here and tell me your plan, the Uchiha said. Okay, hold on, Naruto said. Suddenly his arms turned to stone. In a quick lunge, Naruto pulled the Uchiha out from the ground. Both Sakura and Sasuke had shocked looks on their faces. How long could you do that? The Uchiha asked. Let's just say years. Now let's go, Naruto said, and they took off for Kakashi. As they were running, Naruto explained his plan. Alright, you both got it? He asked, and his teammates nodded as they were entering a clearing. Where Kakashi was, he saw Naruto hopping out of the trees. So back again to get another beatdown, Naruto? Kakashi asked. No, Kakashi-sensei. Last time I wasn't even trying, Naruto said, and suddenly earth and fire surrounded his body. Suddenly he started forming a magma ball in his hands. Electricity was being combined to it. Kakashi-sensei dodged this. Kazanraiden. Naruto shouted and he launched the destructive elemental bomb. It moved at blinding speeds. Holy shit, Kakashi said as he tried to dodge Naruto's attack. He escaped but just barely, but he didn't get far enough not to feel the effects. The effects were a huge volcanic electrical explosion. Perfect, Naruto thought with a smirk. He then charged at Kakashi and he extended his arm in a vertical motion. Rai no Kamasora, he said, and an electrical charge came off of Naruto's arm. Naruto did a slice. Kakashi ducked it but he was given a cut on his face. This cut was giving off static. Kakashi did a handspring backwards to avoid Naruto. Sean was right, this kid's no joke. Well, I guess it's time to get serious, the Hitaki thought as Ri raised his height. Now that's what I'm talking about, Naruto said as he rushed through hand signs and his body became water and wind. Taifu Kanuhu, Naruto said, and he shot out a beam of water and wind from his hands at Kakashi. Kakashi rushed through hand signs. Oshi, ox, Usagi, rabbit, Saru, monkey, Kakashi thought as he blurred through those hand signs. Reikuri, Kakashi said, and blue lightning formed in his right hand. That's not going to work, sensei, Naruto said, but the Hitaki charged at the oncoming beam. As the silver-haired plunged his lightning blade through it, he got about halfway until he was thrown back. The cost for his mistake was Kakashi was hit with Naruto's attack. Soaking wet and covered in cuts, Kakashi was barely able to stand up. Is that all you got, Naruto? Kakashi asked, heaving. No, Kakashi-sensei. Not even close. Here's a blast from the past, Naruto said as he extended his arm and a blue sphere started appearing in his hand. No way, that's... Kakashi tried to say, but he never got to finish as Naruto went on the charge. Rasengan, Naruto said as he hit Kakashi in the chest. It sent the silver-haired Junin straight to a tree, spinning. Right as Kakashi hit the tree, a poof happened and instead of the Junin there was a log. I knew that wouldn't stop you, especially since it was you, sensei, who taught you that technique, Naruto said to his left. You know a lot about my sensei. Even his jutsu. You'll have to tell me who taught that to you, Kakashi said. Will do, but first time to finish this battle, Naruto said, and suddenly his right arm became a blue flame. Kihaku Keinushaki, Naruto said, and he fired a stream of the blue flame at Kakashi. When it hit Kakashi, it didn't just burn him but sent his spirit out of his body and burned him pretty bad. What the where am I? Kakashi questioned. He looked up and saw three familiar faces. One was of his old sensei, another was of his sensei's wife, and the final person was his old teammate, the very same one who gave him his Sharingan. Obito, Minato sensei. Kushina-sama, where exactly am I? Kakashi asked fearfully. You're a spirit right now, Kakashi, Minato said. This caused Kakashi to go wide-eyed. So I'm dead? He asked, and Obito started laughing. No, Kakashi. Sensei's son just sent you to the spirit world temporarily, the Uchiha said. Kakashi then got a good look at his former teammate. What he saw was now Obito had two eyes with the Sharingan in both. Obito, you got your eye back, Kakashi said. Yes, he did, Kakashi. But that's beside the point. Didn't Sean tell you not to underestimate our son? Kushina said, and Kakashi hit himself in the head. Yes, he did warn me. But I didn't listen to him. Sorry, I just didn't think a genin would be that strong, Kakashi said. See where that got you though, Kakashi. You're in the spirit world. Oh, and Kakashi, before you go back, the one who taught Naruto the Rasengan is its creator. Me, Minato said, and Kakashi nodded. Suddenly Naruto appeared behind Kakashi. Let's get you back to your body, Naruto said, and he grabbed Kakashi and then slammed him into something. Everything then went black to the Hitaki. Kakashi was awakened by the sound of bells. He opened his eyes and saw Sasuke and Sakura holding the bells. Looks like we passed Kakashi-sensei, Naruto said from behind him. Well, it appears that two of you got the bells. But that means one of you has to get tied up to the pole, Kakashi said. Fine, tie me up, Naruto said, and he started walking to the posts. Naruto, wait, I was just joking. You guys passed with flying colors. You all worked perfectly together, Kakashi said. That's what I thought, Naruto said, and he sat down. Starting next week we shall officially be Team 7. We'll meet here every day for training and missions. Now dismissed, Kakashi said, and he disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Three figures were running through a forest. These three had pink, black and blonde hair. At one point the three separated. Target in sight, ready to close in. The black-haired boy said into a microphone. "Don't make a move until we're all in position," was the boy's response. "This is Sakura, I'm in position," the pink-haired girl said. "Alright Sasuke, all of us will get him in 3, 2, 1 go." The blonde boy said, and all three jumped on their target. Their target was a big fat cat. Sasuke and Sakura failed to grab it though, as the animal was too fast and angry, so it clawed the two genin. But the blonde just put his hand up. "Suiro no jutsu," he said, and water surrounded the cat and stopped him in his tracks. The boy smirked and then talked into his headpiece. Kakashi sensei target asquired. "Let's head back," he said. "Good job Naruto. Meet you in a few seconds." Kakashi responded. When Kakashi got to them, they took off for the Hokage tower with cat in hand. As soon as Team Kakashi entered the door, they were sent to the floor by a big lady. Her mission was to retrieve and nearly kill her cat by snuggling him. "Oh Tora, it's so nice to have you back with mommy. Now you're never leaving my sight," the woman said. Her response was a growl from the still wet cat. "Well, it appears Team 7's mission was a success. Now your next mission is," the Sandaime Hokage said from his desk. Kakashi-sensei, doesn't the Fire Daiwaimo's wife know that cats always return to their home? I only ask this because from the way she's smothering that cat it looks like heel." Naruto whispered to Kakashi as the Sandaime was speaking. But he never got to finish as the Fire Daiwaimo's wife screamed. "Oh no Tora, come back to mama baby. It appears your next mission will be retrieving the Fire Daiwaimo's cat," Sarutobi said in an exhausted tone. "Oh hell no. Listen lady, your cat will return to you. That's what cats do. We've already completed this mission. You all saw us bring that demon animal in. Last time I checked, you don't do the same mission once it's been completely finished. So I'm putting my foot down. Oiji-san, you're going to have to give us a better mission. No more of this kid's stuff. If I wanted to do chores all day and try and catch cats, I would have stayed at home," Naruto said, crossing his arms. "Naruto, have more respect for your Hokage. Genin can only do D-ranked missions first, since you guys are still beginning Genins, so these are the missions you have to take. More experienced Genin take C-ranked missions. Chunins take CB-ranked missions and Jonin take BS-ranked missions. That's just how it goes," Iruka said to the blonde. "Now hold on Iruka-kun. Maybe Team 7 is ready to take on bigger missions. What do you think Kakashi?" the Hokage asked. "Hokage-sama, I believe my team is more than ready to take on better missions. Heck Sandaime-sama, my team is even good enough to team up with another team," Kakashi said, his left eye becoming a smile. "Very well. Team 7, your next mission is a C-ranked mission. Iruka, if you please bring our guest in," Sarutobi said, and Iruka nodded. In a quick 5 minutes Iruka left the room and returned with an old man in a straw hat. "As I said before, your mission is a C-ranked mission to the Land of Waves. You will be protecting the bridge builder Tazuna," the Hokage finished. "They'll be protecting me? I am the great bridge builder Tazuna. These gakis barely got out of diapers, it appears. Also, it seems like that blonde is the weakest and dumbest of them all," Tazuna said, his sake bottle close at hand. Tazuna-san, you doubt we'll be able to protect you because we're kids? Don't ever let looks fool you, for you see we may be kids but all of us are hardened trained shinobi willing to protect you. If we were judging off of looks alone, you wouldn't be a great bridge builder as you say, but instead a poor drunken old buffoon," Naruto said. The kids got spunk. "Fine, then meet me at the south gate in 1 hour," Tazuna said, and he left the room. "Naruto, what's that look on your face for?" Sakura asked, seeing the Uzumaki's mischievous grin. "Wait for it, 3, 2, 1, snap," Naruto said, and he snapped his fingers. Suddenly all in the room heard Tazuna yell. "What the fuck? That was a brand new bottle of sake and it just exploded on me." All the shinobi looked at Naruto and then started laughing. When they stopped laughing, the team of Genin left. -1 hour later, as all the members were packed and ready to go, they quickly left the south gate. They were a few miles out of Konoha when Naruto started noticing a few puddles. That's strange, there's puddles and yet it's a cloudless day. It must be an enemy," Naruto thought. He then made a little ball of a mixture of lightning, wind and earth. "Soshitan. Soshi no Tekiden," Naruto whispered as he dropped the ball into one of the puddles. As the group walked a few feet in front, a big explosion went off in the puddles and two men in masks were sent flying. Naruto moved quickly and brought out some mesh wire. In a cyclone, the Uzumaki tied up his opponents. What's two mist nins doing all the way in fire country? The blonde asked. How did you know about us? One of the nins asked. I think I can answer that. You guys made puddles when there wasn't a cloud in the sky. A rather bad mistake on your parts, Kakashi said as he walked up to the shinobi. I've heard of these two, they're the demon brothers. Missing nin from Kiri. What are they doing here though? The Hitaki asked. Kakashi-sensei, they could be after the person we're protecting. I mean, we both have our own little record across the countries. But I don't think they're after us. Plus I doubt Sasuke and Sakura have been out of Konoha, so that only leaves Tazuna-san. Naruto said and Kakashi nodded. Tazuna-san, I think you've got some explaining to do. Tell us why these noob nins are after you, the silver-haired Jonin asked. Very well. I'll begin by saying my country used to be a beautiful, bountiful country. All of that changed when the businessman Gato came in. Gato made my country a poor and horrible place to live. I suggested that we build a bridge to bring up our economy. Needless to say, Gato didn't approve and has been sending mercenaries after me. I had to lie to Konoha and say this was a low-ranked mission because I didn't have enough money. Tazuna said, well guys, what do you think, do we abandon this mission or not? Just know we shall be facing of enemy ninja. Kakashi said, please don't, Gato will kill me. Then my cute little grandson and beautiful daughter will cry and die. Tazune pleaded, well Kakashi-sensei, you know my answer. The higher the mission, the more fun I'll have. So I say let's continue, Naruto said. Yay, we can't just let Tazuna's grandson be hurt. Sakura said, seems like a mission fit for my talents, Sasuke said. Very well, we continue this mission. But from here on out this is now an A- rank mission. Because we're dealing with enemy shinobi. Kakashi said, and the group continued on their journey. Miles away in a tree, there was a big man sitting in a chair. This man had his entire face wrapped in cloth. He had a Hitai 8 for Kiri on his forehead. So Zabuza, it looks like you failed to kill the bridge builder. Maybe you're not worth the price I paid. A short man said, walking from the shadows. Hey, don't worry Gato. I'll kill the bridge builder myself and whoever is guarding him as well. For I am the demon of the mist, Zabuza said as he pointed his mighty blade at Gato. You better, Zabuza, or the bridge builder won't be the only death around here, Gato said, and he left the room. Haku, let's go, we have a bridge builder to kill, Zabuza said, and he picked up his giant sword. He was quickly followed by a hunter nin. A few days later, Team 7 was walking through the land of water. They had just gotten off the boat that brought them to the country. So Tazuna-san, what's your? Hang on, Naruto said, and he threw a kunai at a bush. Suddenly a screech was heard and a white rabbit came out. Ah, look, you scared the bunny, Naruto-kun. It was probably trying to get some herbs and like a baka you threw a kunai at it. Sakura said, cuddling up to the rabbit. Sakura, the only way that rabbit would get food is if it was fed by a human. Look, his coat is white. That's a winter coat. It's spring. The only way that rabbit would be white was if it was raised in captivity and in the darkness. Someone would only let this rabbit go if it was a diversion. Everyone duck. Naruto said as he brought Tazuna to the ground. After he did that, a huge sword came flying through the air. That blade embedded itself deep into a tree. Wait a minute, I know that blade it belongs to. Naruto tried to say, but he was interrupted by a tall man appearing on the blade. The bridge builder Tazuna. What a pleasure to finally see you. Hey, so it seems you hired the famous Sharingan no Kakashi as your guard. Wise, but he won't save you, the man said behind his bandages. Well, if it is Momochi Zabuza, it's been a while. Sensei, Naruto said as he bowed to the nuke nin. Now that's a sight for sore eyes if it isn't the little squirt I came across years ago. My, how you've grown. Looks like Sean put a little extra training into you. Don't tell me you're defending the bridge builder? Zabuza asked with smirk. Actually yes, Zabuza-sensei. I take it the demon brothers were your handiwork? Naruto asked. Oh, course they were. They said they fought somebody powerful and said Tazuna was traveling with Kakashi, but they never mentioned you, Zabuza said. I bet, Zabuza-sensei. Now before we get caught up in idle conversation, I believe you came here to kill Tazuna-san? Naruto said. Ah, so I did. Well then let's begin. Kirigakure no Jutsu. Zabuza said, and suddenly mist started forming around the small group. Everybody stay back, guard Tazuna, I'll handle Zabuza, Kakashi said as he started raising his headband. No, Kakashi-sensei, I want to show Zabuza my power. Let me handle him, Naruto said as he activated his Makaigen. In a blur, Naruto rushed through hand signs. Kiri Ryuden no Jutsu, the blonde said, and the mist started forming into a dragon. When Naruto saw Zabuza, he had the dragon attack. Needless to say, the dragon hit its target dead on. The Zabuza who was hit turned into water. A Mizu Bushine? Nice, Zabuza-sensei. But still not good enough, Naruto said as he quickly drew his sword and blocked Zabuza's oncoming sword. Suddenly wind started surrounding Naruto's blade. Kei's Wanjetsu no Yaiba, Naruto said, and he fired a crescent wind from his blade. Zabuza blocked the attack with his blade, but he suffered a huge gash in his shoulder from the wind. Zabuza then blurred through hand signs. Sweden. Daibakufu no Jutsu, Zabuza said as he jumped on the lake nearby. A vortex started rising, it blasted itself at Naruto. Tori, Rooster. Saru, Inu, Tatsu, Dragon, Tora, Naruto said in his head as blurred through hand signs. Raiden. Raiden, the Uzumaki said, and he fired a lightning ball from his mouth. Oh shit, Zabuza said as he saw the lightning impact with his oncoming water vortex. The electricity channeled through the water straight to Zabuza. The missing nin was then electrified. When he collapsed on his knees, Naruto charged. Just what I wanted you to do, Zabuza said as Naruto got in striking distance. He quickly raised his hands and said, Suiro no Jutsu, and a bunch of water surrounded and trapped Naruto. I can't move, Naruto said. Son, this isn't something that can defeat you. Think back, you know how to beat this, Minato told his son. Very well, Naruto said, and he started remembering his training with Sean. Flashback. Naruto and Sean were on a mountain. This mountain was filled with trees and had a huge lake at its valley. Naruto was sitting down looking at his sensei. Now Naruto, that you've unlocked your bloodlines, it's time to teach you about prison techniques. Prison techniques are used to capture someone or immobilize them. One of the most powerful is the water prison. If you're caught in that, you will be trapped as long as the user holds it. But prison techniques have two weaknesses. One, if the user removes his hands, the technique is useless. If you're caught in a prison technique, you'd have to rely on your teammates to free you. But if your teammates are in the prison as well, or you don't have any teammates on a mission, this is where option number 2 comes into play. The other weakness of a prison is that if someone were to exert enough chakra from the body, the prison will be destroyed. The only problem with that is neither you nor me can do that. The only people I know who have that ability are the Hyugas. So you'll have to rely on your elements. Remember the weaknesses and strengths. Fire beats wind, wind beats lightning, lightning beats earth, earth beats water, and finally water beats fire. But water strengthens lightning as it works as a conductor. Wind just adds strength to fire. Earth can stand fire and make magma. Lightning causes more damage when mixed with another element. When you think of that, a prison jutsu will be a piece of cake to break through. Sean said. But sensei, what if a person makes a prison out of 2 elements? The Uzumaki asked. If someone makes a prison out of 2 elements, you might be screwed. But like I just said, if you use those 2 elements' weakness, it will be easy to break out of. Otherwise, hope your teammates distract the user so you can be free, the Adler said. Now I'm going to give you an easy example. I'm going to trap you in a prison and you have to break free. Sean said, and in a flash he was behind Naruto. Reiro no Jutsu, he said, and electricity came from his hands and trapped Naruto. Inside the lightning Persian, Naruto just wasn't able to move, he was also getting shocked. Think, Naruto, what beats lightning? Wind, I got it. Naruto thought. He then started making his body wind. The wind in his body was roaring more than it ever had. Shippu Tuwa Taku, Naruto said, and he fired the wind from his hands in the form of a clap. Needless to say, he destroyed the lightning. Flashback end. Naruto then opened his eyes and smirked. He then started turning his body into a mixture of lightning and earth. Denkashiki no Dosakiryu, Naruto said, and from his entire body the Uzumaki fired huge boulders with electricity running through them. These boulders destroyed the water prison and sent electric currents all across the lake. Needless to say, Zabuza was hit with the boulders and given a shock. Hey, so you've gotten really strong. Nice kid, but you still won't defeat me, Zabuza said, and he made the mist more thick. I can't see anything in this mist. Kakashi said, raising his headband and looking out through his Sharingan. Zabuza-sensei, you can make the mist as thick as you want. I can still see your spirit though. Naruto said as he did a side flip to dodge Zabuza's blade. The blonde drew his other blade and went on the offensive. The Uzumaki put his blades together with the dull sides facing each other. He then jumped in the air and started spinning. As he was spinning, Naruto's body became all 5 elements. Soshi Gyorai no Mai, Naruto said, and he headed for the area where his bloodline saw Zabuza's spirit. Zabuza, who couldn't see Naruto, heard him heading for him. He quickly tried to dodge it. Zabuza succeeded as Naruto just flew past his head. But the Momochi suffered a huge gash on his shoulder. Naruto landed behind Zabuza and gave him an elemental gash on the back courtesy of his blade. The Uzumaki did a flip over the Momochi and gave him another gash on the chest. Naruto then jumped back as Zabuza collapsed. When the missing nin was defeated, a hunter shinobi appeared. He was wearing a mask from Kiri. Well, Haku, it's been a while. I left him alive, but just barely. Take it as a warning, you keep attacking Tazuna-san and I'll kill you both. I would hate to do that considering the oath all 3 of us made. Now I'm asking you nicely to respect that oath along with the order and leave. It seems you've become quite powerful and I would like to fight you sometime. But not to the death. I'm letting him and you live on a whim. If you disrespect that, I will kill both of you with no mercy. Now go. Zabuza needs healing, Naruto said, and the hunter nin nodded. Very well, Naruto-kun, when Zabuza heals we shall abandon this mission. Just be warned, Gato wants Tazuna dead. He will sure as hell hire someone else. That's all I can tell you. Haku said as he picked up Zabuza. As he was about to take off, Naruto stopped him. If you're going to stop this mission, I'm positive you guys can accompany us at least until Zabuza heals. In the condition he's in, you won't get very far. Plus, Gato doesn't seem like the man who would want you guys to live if you abandon his business. You'd be safest with us, Naruto suggested. I believe that would be okay. But I don't think your payer would want somebody who tried to kill him in his home. Haku said. I can convince him. Hey Tazuna-san, Zabuza and Haku have agreed to stop trying to kill you. Unfortunately, they need a place to stay for a little bit. Can they accompany us? Naruto asked in a shout. Fine, just if any of them go up to their antics. Kill them on sight. Now let's take him to my house, it isn't that far from here. Tazuna shouted back. Naruto smirked and picked up Zabuza and put him on his shoulders. When Naruto made it back to his teammates, they had surprised looks on their faces. Well, let's go. I don't like the smell of the air. Something doesn't seem right here. So lead the way, Tazuna-san, Naruto said as he smelt the air. This caused the group to move faster. Somewhere in a tree a little distance away, there was a man with a katana watching what just happened. When he saw Zabuza and Haku leave with the Konoha shinobi, he smirked. Hey, it seems that Zabuza is a traitor. I have to tell Gato about this. Maybe I'll be the one to kill him, he said, and then took off in a different direction from the group of 7. At Tazuna's house, Sakura was looking at Naruto questioning. She, along with everyone, was wondering how he was able to convince both Haku and Zabuza to switch sides. Naruto-kun, how were you able to get Zabuza and Haku to join us instead of killing us? The Haruno asked the Uzumaki. Oh well, I just reminded them of the oath all 3 of us took, and I remind them of the order we joined. Naruto said with a foxy grin. Well, what order and oath? It has to be something important to get 2 missing nins to quit their job and join us, Sakura said. Well, I reminded them of the oath of the warrior. The oath says we shall never betray an ally. If an ally is betrayed, the punishment is death. A warrior is to never show mercy in a fight against an enemy. On the battlefield we're ruthless, but in society we're gentle and kind. If we are to fight a brother in arms, show them mercy. Never harm children as they are still innocent, they will always need protecting. As we journey across the worlds, there is one simple goal in line. Kill as many as you can until one day you finally meet your match. When you do, it is time for the final journey. One to the afterlife, Naruto said. When he said that, Sakura went wide-eyed. So basically your main plan is to find the one who can kill you? She asked, shocked. No, Sakura-chan. Death to me is not something so serious. That is not a warrior's goal. Yes, if we find an enemy who can kill us, we'll go happily. But our main goal is to protect our precious people and kill anyone who tries to harm those people. But to protect just those few you consider precious is selfish. A warrior must try and protect everyone, the blonde said calmly. Naruto then started taking off his arm protector on his left arm. Now Sakura, I'm going to show you that both Zabuza and Haku have on them. This is what binds us together, Naruto said, and he raised his arm. On the forearm there was a circle with two triangles facing each other. The way the triangles were, they formed a diamond. There was a line going through this diamond. Naruto-kun, why did you do that though? Sakura asked. He did it to get stronger, Haku said, walking down from the stairs. How could he get stronger? The Haruno asked. Because unlike a shinobi, warriors are all but defeated. A shinobi can take about 20 people to themselves. A warrior can take about 50 to themselves, Haku said. I see, so a warrior is different from a shinobi, Sakura said, finally understanding why Naruto would do something so ridiculous. Naruto, Zabuza's awake and he'd like to talk to you, Haku said, and Naruto went up the stairs. When he came to Zabuza's room, the blonde saw the missing nin holding his sides as he sat up. So I take it from that beating you gave me, that Sean really drilled the training into you. Last time I saw you, you weren't able to do all those elements. Zabuza said. Well, Zabuza-sensei, Sean-sensei basically caused me to learn everything you guys taught me the hard way. Anyhow, what do you need? Naruto asked. As you said before, Gato isn't the type to just let us leave. He'll hire someone strong, stronger than me and Haku. So I'm willing to train your teammates. You'll be able to handle anyone we come across. But I can tell your teammates aren't even as strong as you or Kakashi. The missing nin said. Very well. I think you should teach Sakura a few things. Sasuke's a quick learner and I think Haku could awaken his bloodline. Naruto said. His bloodline? What is it? Zabuza asked. Why couldn't you see he's Itachi's little brother? Naruto said with a little smirk. Hey, he'll be a good challenge for Haku. Very well, I train your female teammate. Zabuza said as he slowly picked himself up and slowly walked out of the room. When both made it downstairs, they had Sasuke, Kakashi and Sakura follow them as they left for the forest. In the forest, Zabuza was looking at the pair of genin. So Zabuza, why have you brought us here? Sasuke asked in his normal Avenger way. Hey, simple, you and your little girlfriend there need to get stronger. I may have quit Gato's services, but that doesn't mean he won't stop to kill the bridge builder. Chances are that he'll hire someone stronger. Now Naruto could handle them, but you two can't, the missing nin said. Oh yay, what makes you think I'm weak? Was Sasuke's response. Very well. Activate your Sharingan then, Zabuza ordered, and Sasuke froze up. That's what I thought. Right now I could tear you to shreds the way you are now. At least with Sharingan you would stand more than a chance, the MS Sing nin said. If you're so tough, then why did Naruto mop the floor with you? Sasuke said. This caused Zabuza to look at him through a glare. The reason Naruto beat me is because he is one of the strongest warriors I've ever seen. Now while we have some time, I've agreed to train you both. Now tell me, how much do you know? The Kiri nin said. I know a few of my family's jutsus, Sasuke said. Then you should know chakra control very well, Zabuza said. When he did say that, Sasuke looked a little stumped. Not really, Sasuke said. Kakashi, what have you been teaching these students of yours? Zabuza asked, and the silver-haired Jonin shrugged. Very well then, we'll start with an easy exercise, tree climbing, Zabuza said. Tree climbing? But I can already climb trees, Sasuke said. Can you climb them without your hands? No, didn't think so. Now just shut up and watch. The missing nin said. He then planted his feet on the tree and walked up it like he was walking on the ground. When the Momochi was very high in the tree, he looked at Kakashi. Give them some kunai and tell them what to do, Kakashi, he said, and the Hitaki rolled his eyes. I've done tree climbing before, I know what to do, Kakashi said as he got out some kunai. Kakashi noticed that Sasuke and Sakura were awestruck, but Naruto just looked like it was nothing new. When he came across Sakura, he had to say something. Sakura, lift your chin up. You're drooling. By the way guys, concentrate your chakra to your feet and I suggest you all take a running start. Their sensei said when Zabuza jumped down from his tree. Sakura and Sasuke took off. Sakura got about halfway up the tree before she jumped off. Sasuke got about a few feet before his foot caved into the tree. Naruto, who hadn't even moved from his spot, he was just smirking at Sasuke. You put too much chakra into it, Sasuke, the blonde said. Oh yay, I want to see you do it then, the Uchiha retorted. "Ah, very well then, just don't judge me on my performance," Naruto said. He then held up 2 fingers and stuck them to the tree in front of him. He then slowly started walking up the tree. Sasuke couldn't believe that he was seeing Naruto at a complete vertical angle climbing the tree. When he got to the top of the tree, Naruto flipped off. "Well, Sasuke, do just what I told you and you'll get past this quickly. As for you, Sakura-chan, just keep doing what you're doing. As for me, I have a little training to do," Naruto said, and he turned and walked into the forest. "Naruto-kun, who's going to train you?" Sakura asked. "Why, a relative, of course," Naruto said as he continued his walk deeper into the forest. A few miles away, Gato was sitting in a big chair looking down at a man with green hair. "So will you do it?" the businessman asked. Kill Momochi Zabuza and the bridge builder Tazuna, as well as the shinobi protecting him." "Very well. But I do have a few conditions. 1. This will cost you a pretty penny. 2. I'm going to need quite a lot of men to kill them all." "That's it," the man said. "Hey, very well then. Here's half now. The other half is when you kill them all," Gato said as he threw a bag at the shinobi. A sudden burst of lightning did a slice on the bag. The green-haired man smirked. "That will do nicely. Irokusho Aoi, accept this mission in the name of a megacure. The bridge builder will die," Aoi said, and he left the room. Back with Naruto. Naruto was standing in an opening. In front of him was his father. In the spirit's hand was a tri-pronged kunai. "So Otu-san, how did you come up with this technique?" Naruto asked. "Well, Naruto-kun, I guess it all started when I first met Sean. Believe it or not, I actually made his way to play tag with him. To think it all began by a simple little mission to Iwa," Minato said. Flashback. There was a group of 4 people walking down a dusty road. 3 of the people were simple genin, 1 had blonde spiky hair, another had a black shaved head, and finally the girl of the team had black hair in a ponytail form. The sensei had a white spiky mane. He also wore a high-tie 8 with the symbol for oil on it. "Hey sensei, why was our mission to do some recon on Iwa so important?" the blonde boy asked. "Well, Minato, our village has had some intel that Iwa and Kumo are planning something. From what we saw, it's not something good either. I've seen the way they were working together. The last time was the Great Shinobi War. My guess it's only a matter of time before another war breaks out," the sensei said. "Oh, then how will Konoha play a part in this?" Minato asked. "That, my student, I don't know. It all matters how the old man will see things through," the Jonin said. The group of shinobi were near the border when they came across a young man. This young man was pretty odd. He had scarlet red hair and wore jet black shinobi armor. On his back and side were not 4 but 2 blades. In his mouth was a wooden pipe. When the lad walked by the team of shinobi, he gave them all a weird look. The sensei stared at the boy intently. There was something in the way that the boy moved that seemed like he was close with battle. But the Jonin didn't want to dig deeper, so him and his team kept walking. The genin didn't really pay that much attention to him, except for Minato. Something was calling out to the boy about the other kid. As they were a good 50 yards away from each other, the blonde turned back and saw that there was a group of men surrounding the young redhead. "Sensei, look," Minato said, and his sensei turned his head. "What, Minato?" the Jonin asked as he saw the men preparing to attack. "Well, Jiraiya sensei, it's just that it looks like those guys are trying to kill that kid," Minato said. "Minato, that kid doesn't look like an ordinary kid. Let's see what happens. If he gets into a lot of trouble, we'll help him," Jiraiya said. The shinobi team then slowly walked up to where the group of men were facing the boy. "Hey, thought you could outrun us forever, one of the men said to the boy. "Running? Oh no, I was just on my way to find you guys. I mean, I still have to pay you guys back for the little stunt you guys pulled on me and my clan," the boy said as he took a huge poof from his pipe. As he exhaled the smoke, he grinned. "Tell you guys what, since you all saved me the trouble of searching, how about I kill you all swiftly?" the boy said. "Where have we heard that one before?" "Oh yay, a lot of members from your clan said that, and just look at what we did to them." "Sean," the man said. "Have it your way then," Sean said, and he took another deep inhalation of smoke. Then in a blink of an eye he was gone. He reappeared behind one of the men. Quickly pulling out his blade, the boy stabbed the man through the back to the gut. When he pulled the blade out, the redhead turned to another man and said, "Ibusu Marifana no Ryu. the boy said, and he blew out this huge Chinese dragon made from smoke. It engulfed the man in a huge cloud of smoke. Sean then disappeared and reappeared in front of another guy. To the boy's surprise, this man brought out a little blade and gave him a gash on the chest. The boy then disappeared a few feet behind the men. Enku tsunami, Sean said, and he clapped his hands, then slammed them in the ground. Suddenly a tidal wave of flame started rising. When it crashed down on the men, only a few were killed from burning to death. One of the living men pointed this metal rod at Sean. When the redhead turned around, the man let loose a bunch of electricity. The shock was so much the boy started passing out. But before he did, Sean heard someone yell, "Ranjashigami no Jutsu," and a bunch of white hair appeared and impaled the remaining men. It was here that the boy passed out. "Is he yet?" a voice said in the shadows. "He was pretty weak, Minato. It may take a few hours for him to wake," a female voice said. "We just need to be patient. We don't know how he'll react," an older male voice said. Slowly Sean started opening his eyes. What he saw, a 13-year-old girl looking at him from a kneeling position. Behind her was a tall silver-haired man and a blonde boy. "Who are you guys?" Sean said, slowly reaching for his blades only to find them not there. "If you're looking for your weapons, we placed them on the table over there." Now as to who we are, the answer's simple. We're a group of shinobi from Konoha no Sato, the silver-haired man said. "What the hell's a shinobi? Plus I've never heard of that hidden leaf village you hail from," the redhead said. When he did, basically all the shinobi sweat dropped. "You're telling me you don't know what a shinobi is when you were using ninjutsu on those men that attacked you?" the Jonin said. "Ninjutsu, is that what it's called? I just assumed it was power. The person who taught it to me didn't really give it a name, just taught me how to collect chakra and use it," Sean said, and he got up. "Well, thanks guys for healing me up and taking care of the rest of the paladin for me, but I still have a mission to complete." "That mission's kill every one of those bastards," Sean said, and he walked over to his weapons. Quickly strapped them on and was going to walk outside the tent he was in to get a good jump. Only thing was, when the redhead was near the door, he was stopped by one of the shinobi. "I didn't see a High-Tai 8 on you. Why don't you come with us?" "I'm sure Konoha would accept you," Minato said. Konoha. Like I said, never heard of it, never been there. Why should I go?" Sean said. "You think you're strong enough to kill more of those men? What do you call them, the paladin? If you weren't even able to take care of such a small group like that, how do you expect to take on a large-scale number of them then? The way you are now, you can't. Come with us to Konoha and I can teach you about ninjutsu and make you stronger," the silver-haired man said. This caused the redhead to turn around interested. "Okay, you got my attention. Where's this Konoha?" Sean asked. "In the fire country," the blonde said. "The fire country? That's pretty far. If you guys can show me a picture or something, I can get us all there faster," the redhead said. The Jonin brought out a LTTLE picture of the village. Alright, got it. Now you guys might want to hold on to me," Sean said, and the group of 4 did. "Oh, by the way, I'm Sean. Adler Sean," the redhead said, and in the blink of an eye they all disappeared. They reappeared in the center of the village looking at the 3 faces of the Hokage mountain. "Come with me, Sean. We'll get you started as a shinobi," the Jonin said, and the team of shinobi took off for a red building with the symbol for fire on it. When they walked in the office, all 5 were greeted by a mid-aged black-haired man in a white and red robe. Next to this man was a rather sickly-looking man who was about the same height and age as the silver-haired Jonin. "So Jiraiya, how did your mission to Iwa go? I see you've picked up someone extra," the man in the red and white robe said. "It's not looking good, sensei. It appears that Iwa and Kumo are starting to work together in battle formations. I believe that another all-out shinobi war will begin. As we were coming back, we discovered this boy. He knows ninjutsu on a strong scale. From the way he was fighting, I'd place him as a strong chunin going on Jonin. The thing is, he didn't actually know that he was using ninjutsu. I figured might as well bring him to here and teach him," Jiraiya said. "Hey, isn't that like you, Jiraiya-kun? Go on a mission only to find a student," the sickly black-haired man said. "Shut it, Orochimaru, this kid is powerful. I see a great strength of the will of fire in him. If I can teach him more ninjutsu, he'd be a great addition to Konoha. He already knows Kaiden techniques as well as this way to warp from country to country," Jiraiya said. This caused the Hokage to go into a thinking state. "Very well, Jiraiya-kun, I give you permission to train this young man." Unfortunately, it will take a while for him to become a shinobi of Konoha. So until that time I am giving him the rank of bounty hunter for now. You are all dismissed, the Sandiami said, and all 5 nodded. When the group left the building, Jiraiya turned to the 13-year-olds. Well, begin training tomorrow. Minato, mind showing Sean around? I have to go check on someone. Jiraiya said, and he took off in a beeline direction. Come on, I'll show our training area. Minato said, and him and Sean took off for their training ground, known as Training Ground 7. When they got there, Sean was amazed. This place is pretty cool, so what are we going to do? The redhead asked. Well, if we were training we'd do a bunch of exercises. But since we have the day off, I suggest we play a little game. Have you ever played tag? The blonde asked. Tag? Never heard of it, Sean said. Really? Damn, what, were you raised in a cave? Never mind. The rules of tag are simple. Somebody will be it. That person's goal is to tag the other person. The person who's being chased has a goal of not being tagged. So tag you're it, Minato said, and he took off for the forest. So that's how it is. Okay, Sean said. He then started concentrating on where Minato was. In a quick jump, the redhead was near the blonde. He quickly touched Minato and said, tag you're it, then the Adler disappeared in a blink of an eye. Hey, no fair, Minato said as he clearly couldn't find where Sean was. It wasn't until the sun was going down did the blonde find the redhead. Sean was on top of the Hokage mountain. So I take it I win this game, Sean said, looking down at the village. Yeah, you win for now. But I'll make a technique that will match your speed. Just wait and see, Minato said. We'll see, Minato, we'll see, Sean said. Quite a few years later, Sean was just getting done doing some jutsu training with Jiraiya and his team. Panting on the ground, the redhead was greeted with a shadow of his spiky-haired comrade blocking his light. So Sean, you down for another game of tag? Minato asked, smirking. Again? I mean, yay, it was fun the first time, but you know I'll end up winning, Sean said. Well, this time will be different. Besides, it's helping me train, the blonde said, smiling widely. Ah, very well then, let's begin, Sean said. Minato smirked even wider. Alright, tag you're it, Minato said, slapping the redhead on the back. What Sean didn't notice was that the blonde had placed a tag on his back. The blonde then took off for the forest. Sean quickly jumped and was next to him. Tag you're it, the redhead said as he touched the blonde, then disappeared in a blink of an eye. You're not getting away that easy like last time, Minato said, and he put his fingers in a formation, and in a yellow blur he was gone. He reappeared behind Sean. Tag you're it, Minato said as he touched the redhead. Sean turned around surprised. How did you that? The Adler asked. It's a little jutsu I made. I call it Hiraishin no Jutsu, Minato said. Flying Thunder God I like it. Now you're a challenge, Sean said. Catch me if you can, Minato said, and he disappeared in a yellow flash. Sean quickly followed behind him. All around Konoha there was a yellow blur being met with a red image. Whenever these two met, it caused a little explosion. As this was happening, Jiraiya couldn't help but smile at the progress that his students were making. Amazing, Minato, you were able to make a technique similar to Sean's Kekai Genkei and made it your own. Such a genius you are, the Toad Sannin said to himself. Flashback end. Naruto had a look of amazement on his face. So that was how you made this technique? The blonde boy asked, and the spirit nodded. Yay, now I'm not going to lie to you. The Hiraishin is a lot stronger than the Rasengan. The training is vigorous and tiring. It will take you a while to complete the seal, but when you do, the rest will become easier. Now you need to start working on the seal, Minato said, and Naruto nodded. He then started concentrating on the seals that his father wanted him to make. With Sasuke, after the Uchiha was done with the tree climbing exercise, Haku had taken him to do some training. So Sasuke, you want to unlock your Sharingan, right? Well, I'm here to help you with that. We're going to do a little sparring, Haku said, and he got into a stance. Sasuke smirked, then got into a stance as well. The Uchiha, being arrogant, charged at the missing nin. Haku blurred through hand signs. Makio Hyosho, Haku said as Sasuke neared him. Suddenly these mirrors made of ice arose and made a dome around Sasuke. On these mirrors were images of Haku. Sasuke smirked, drew a kunai, and charged at the mirror he thought was Haku. Haku only nodded his head. You're too slow, he said. Instantly many Hakuses slashed Sasuke with senbons. Sasuke was thrown a little back with cuts all over him. Sasuke was able to get a feel of the mirrors before he was sent back. Ice, huh? Well then I'll just have to melt it, Sasuke said, and he rushed through hand signs. Kaden. Gokakyu no Jutsu. The Uchiha then shot out a fireball from his mouth. He watched with shock as the flame hit a ice mirror and the mirror didn't even melt. You're going to have to do something hotter than that. My ice mirrors are chakra enhanced, Haku said. He then released a barrage of senbons on Sasuke. With Sakura, the pink-haired Kunoichi was sitting down facing Zabuza. Alright girlie, what I'm going to do for you is beef up your defenses. Now pick up a kunai and defend yourself. Oh yay, one more thing, try not to die, Zabuza said as he picked up his head cleaver. In a slow motion for a shinobi, Zabuza swung his blade in a vertical slice at Sakura. The Kunoichi did a dive to the right and avoided the blade. You're too slow on reaction time. By diving to the side you've put yourself in a weak spot. Next time try doing a flip or a backstep from the attack. Zabuza said as he readied for another attack. Sakura then grabbed a handful of shuriken and flung them at Zabuza. The missing nin easily blocked them with his blade. Now that's what I'm talking about. Put more desire into the fight. Don't mess up or else you will dead, Zabuza said as he swung his blade in a circular motion over his head. The sound of the giant blade spinning violently in the air was roaring as Zabuza charged at Sakura. As he got closer, Zabuza started spinning his blade in front of him, striking up debris as he did. Sakura's eyes went wide with terror as Zabuza approached closer. She turned and saw a big tree right behind her. Using her chakra control knowledge, Sakura was up the tree in an instant. Good, you're learning, Zabuza said as he began to swing his blade on the tree. In a quick blow the tree was cut in half. As it was falling, Sakura did a flip and landed on another tree. When the missing nin saw this, he smirked behind his bandages. You can dodge like that all you want, but eventually you'll run out of forest, Zabuza said. He grabbed his blade tight with his right hand and blurred through hand signs with his left hand. Sweden. Tsunami no Yaiba, the Momochi said, and massive amounts of water covered his blade, making it a 20 feet long blade of water. Zabuza swung his blade in a circular motion. After that 20 trees were cut down. Sakura tried to get away from the tree she was and jumped down to the ground as it was falling. Zabuza took no time for her to regain her balance as he began doing an onslaught of slices. Sakura began to jump backwards, but as the pink-haired Kunoichi did that, she flung kunai at Zabuza. A few actually pierced the missing nin's skin. Zabuza stopped and started unshaking them from his body. Ah yay, you're realizing what you need to do, girl. Next time I suggest you aim for some other place than the neck, Zabuza said as he stretched his kunai-pierced neck. He then began his charge again. Sakura later started doing backflips and fling kunai at Zabuza. The missing nin would of course block all of them except a few. Every time his skin was pierced by the blade, the demon of the mist would smirk. This continued up until the night. As they were ending their training, Zabuza had told Sakura something important. You're doing good, girlie. But for a more efficient and deadly blow you should concentrate your chakra into an attack. After he said that, the missing nin snickered as Sakura's hand glowed a blue aura. Sakura was surprised to see that when she threw the kunai, even though Zabuza blocked it with his blade, it pushed him back quite a few feet. Eventually the two had to return to Tazuna's house. Later at Tazuna's house, all three genin were sitting at the dinner table, all exhausted. But Naruto wasn't too exhausted to not notice that he and his teammates were being glared at from Tazuna's grandson. You got problem, kid, Naruto said to the boy. Why do you guys even bother? Gato's just going to kill you all. Don't you know that all heroes do is die? The boys screamed. Inari, Tsunami, Tazuna's daughter said. Hey, you are a stupid one. A hero never truly dies. They live on forever in their deeds. When you realize that, you'll know that me and my teammates won't die. Especially by Gato, Naruto said. You know nothing. Inari yelled and stormed out of the house. What's wrong with him? Sakura asked. He's just sad. See, Inari's father was killed off by Gato. All because Kaiza was a hero and encouraged us not to be afraid of Gato, instead that Gato should be afraid of us. Since he was our sign of hope, Gato had to silence him and crush our dreams forever. That's why I've suggested we build a bridge. So we won't have to be Gato's servants, Tazuna said as he gave a big sigh. Well, the kid still needs to learn a few things. Kakashi-sensei, I'm going to go train and continue this technique, Naruto said as he walked out of the door. I guess I'll go talk to Inari, Kakashi said, and he left the room. When the silver-haired Junin found the brown-haired boy, he was able to calm the boy down by telling him a little bit of Naruto's life. All of Team 7 was in Tazuna's house for the night except Naruto, who passed out in the woods from the training he was doing, until early in the morning. Then he went to Tazuna's house and passed out even longer. When the blonde woke up, the house was completely abandoned except for Tazuna's daughter. Oh, Naruto-kun, your sensei and team went with my dad to finish up the bridge. They told me to tell you when you woke up, Tsunami said. Aw shit, they left without me. Oh well, I guess I'll go meet up with them. See you later, Tsunami, Naruto said, and he quickly left the house. A few minutes later, a huge crash was heard. Tsunami went to investigate what happened, clutching a frying pan for dear life. From the crash came two men carrying katanas. Hey, well, look at this, we don't even have to look for her as she's right here. Ready to greet us, one of the men said, and both men drew their katanas. Come with us now, the other man said. Never, Tsunami said, and she gripped her frying pan hard and smacked one of the men on the head. The other man smacked her backhanded across the face. Little did Tsunami know was that Inari was watching the whole event, and once she got smacked he yelled out, "Mommy," and ran towards Tsunami. But that little distraction was all the men needed to grab Inari and put a katana to his neck. Come with us or your lovely little son will have his blood splattered across the room, gushing from his neck. The man who got hit by Tsunami said as he held Inari. Fine, I'll come with you, Tsunami said, defeated. The two hit men quickly tied up Tsunami and dragged her out the door. Inari stayed where he was at for a few minutes, kneeling on the ground crying. In his tears the boy heard a familiar voice talking to him. A hero never dies. They live forever in their deeds. Those words played through the boy's head as he stopped crying and started looking for his little crossbow. Time to be a hero, Inari, he said to himself, and went after his mom and her captors. They were a few yards from the house when he found them. Hey, let my mom go, Inari said nervously, raising his crossbow. Oh, the boy has some courage, does he? Very well, I guess we'll just have to beat that courage out of him. One of the captors said, and he drew his blade and charged at Inari. The boy closed his eyes as the merc was feet in front of him. Expecting to feel pain, Inari was surprised that nothing had happened. The mercenary was completely immobilized. It looked like what was keeping him immobilized was wind. Hey K's no Baindois, a success again. Now I am so glad that I came back to get some gear. But it looks like your friend is lonely there, so I won't make him feel left out. Rai no Kusari, Naruto said, and he fired a stream of electricity from two of his fingers. This electricity wrapped around the mercenary who wasn't bound by wind. When both men couldn't move, Naruto smirked. So tell me why you guys attacked Tsunami-chan here as well as Inari? The Jinchuriki asked. We were assigned to capture her so in case Gato's plan fails we could use her as a bargaining chip. The bigger mercenary said. What's Gato's plan? Naruto asked sternly. To kill the bridge builder and his helpers. The other merc said. Naruto then looked at Inari and smiled. Inari, that was a really brave move you did. Maybe I was wrong about you. Now take your mom back to the house. I'll handle these two, Naruto said, and Inari nodded, then ran to his mom, untied her and took her back to their house. When they were out of view, Naruto's smile quickly became a serious frown. Now what to do about you two? Naruto questioned, though he already knew the answer. Why, you're not going to kill us, are you? One of the mercs asked sacredly. Well, considering I got all of the information I needed from you guys. Plus to add to the fact that I had Inari take his mother back to the house so he wouldn't have to see what I'm going to do. I'd say yay, Naruto said, and he caused his jutsus to lift the mercs in the air. Maybe in your next lives you won't be the scum you are now. The blonde said, and he put his hands together. Bufu Q, Naruto yelled, then wind and lightning surrounded both mercenaries in a dome. It then condensed and blood started raining down on Naruto. The boy smirked as the blood just bounced off him like a shield was protecting him, and then started running towards the bridge. At the bridge moments earlier, Team 7 along with Zabuza, Haku and Tazuna walked on the bridge. There was a slight mist around. The thing that was most disturbing was that it was supposed to be a busy working day, but all there was just silence. Zabuza, do you think you could clear up this mist? Kakashi asked. Sure, but I'm not liking the look of this, Zabuza said, and with a wave of his hands the mist disappeared. As it cleared, gasps were heard as the entire crew of works were all slain on the ground. But in the distance there was a man with green hair and 3 genin behind him. These shinobi all wore Hitai Atesh of Omegakure, Hidden Rain Village. Well, I just thought it was Zabuza who had joined the bridge builder. I had no idea that the infamous Hitaki Kakashi was guarding him as well. Oh well, it doesn't matter, by the end of today I'll have killed you both and gained a lot of money because of your bounties. The green-haired Junin said. I remember you. You're Rokusho Aoi, that little punk who stole the Nidyame's blade and gave Ibiki those nice scars on his face. Too afraid to even face the consequences, you fled to aim. How pathetic, a Junin acting like a simple academy student. I take it that thing strapped to your back is the tool you stole. Too bad you don't know how to truly use it though. Since you left the scroll with us, I'll be doing Konoha a favor by bringing your head in. Now before I do that, did you and your team kill all the workers here? Kakashi asked. Well, let's just say more than half of those bodies belong to me. But the other half was due to these guys, Aoi said, and he looked behind him past his genin to the group of 300 mercenaries, weapons drawn ready to fight. Now this is what I'm talking about. It was getting boring doing nothing. Good, more heads, more kills, Zabuza said sadistically as he cracked his neck and drew his head cleaver. This will be a perfect time for me use these eyes. Sharingan, Sasuke said, and his onyx black eyes became crimson with 1 comma in his right eye and 2 in his left eye. I guess we'll have to fight then, Kakashi said as he raised his headband and revealed his Sharingan. Aoi looked at the mercenaries and his genin team. With a smirk he said loudly, "Leave Kakashi and Zabuza for me. Kill all otherwise." With that he drew the infamous Raijin no Ken. With that the mercenaries attacked. Zabuza, I think we need to blind them, Kakashi said, and Zabuza nodded. In a blur he rushed through his former village's jutsu, Kirigakure no Jutsu, and the mist started forming in a dense condition. The group of 5 shinobi waited for their enemies to get closer. When they were 5 feet away, Zabuza swung his blade and smirked as men screeched as they were cut in half. Suddenly a weird sound was coming towards the missing nin. Zabuza, watch out. Sweden. Daibakufu no Jutsu, Kakashi said, and a strong column of water arose and blocked the senbon needles that would have come down on Zabuza. Oh well, my Joro senbon didn't work. Too bad, now I get the pleasure of killing you both with my own hands. Aoi said Kakashi through some kunai where his voice was coming from. The sound of water being splashed alerted Kakashi that Aoi was using Mizu Bushins. Careful Zabuza, Kakashi said. This guy doesn't scare me, Zabuza said as he did a slice. His aim was perfect as it hit Aoi. But the aimed Junin blocked it with his blade. Kakashi could see that Zabuza had gotten a little electrified when both blades met. Kakashi then grabbed and launched a handful of kunai. With Sasuke and Haku had trapped at least 20 mercs in his ice mirrors and was easily killing them. Sasuke on the other hand was facing a little bit of trouble. For the Uchiha was facing not only Aoi's genin team but also 5 other mercs. For his credit, Sasuke was easily able to counter the mercenaries, plus the genin had created Kiri Bushins, but the young Uchiha was able to see through them and still handle himself. The Uchiha jumped in the air and rushed through hand signs. Kaden. Hosenka no Jutsu, Sasuke said as he launched many fireballs from his mouth. The mercenaries were burned to death but the genin were gone. When Sasuke landed to the ground he heard a cry. Doden. Dochu Igyo no Jutsu, and from underground the genin attacked. Sasuke was hit from all around. He fell to the ground nearly unconscious. As he pulled himself up, Sasuke was now facing the Raingen and a group of 10 mercs now. Fuck, this doesn't look good right now, Sasuke mumbled under his breath as the mercenaries charged at him. Where Naruto was at, the blonde was looking down at the bridge. He was seeing explosions, electricity and water coming off the bridge. Hey, looks like they started without. I guess I better help someone, Naruto said, and he took off in a flash. When he was at the bridge he saw an unbelievable amount of mercenaries. He quickly ran at them. The first mercs he met saw their end by a pair of claw-like hands. It was like this until the blonde came to Sasuke, who had just been hit by a group of genin from underground and now was facing them, and 10 more were heading closer to the Uchiha. Kihaku Enku no Ryu, Naruto said, and he made a blue dragon made of fire come from his hands. The dragon quickly attacked the mercenaries, incinerating not only them but also their souls. Naruto chose to keep the aimed genin alive. The blonde closed his eyes and his entire body became all 5 elements. "Now I can kill you guys," Naruto said as he cracked his neck. "You can try." Kasumi Jusha no Jutsu, the leader of the genin, said, and suddenly many black oil-like clones started rising from the ground. "It's kind of pointless to use clones, much less genjutsu, especially when I can see all your souls. I know the real ones from the fake ones. But I'll please you guys." "Doden. Mugen iwe Masarakugeki," Naruto said, and he touched the bridge. When he did, many spikes made of rock arose quickly, impaling the rain genin but also 60 mercenaries. In a flash the spikes lifted in the air and then exploded, killing all that were attached to them. Naruto then turned to his teammate. "Sasuke, are you telling me you let a bunch of genin and mercenaries get the best of you?" the blonde asked. "They got lucky, that's all. I was holding my ground." "How's Sakura doing?" Sasuke asked. "You want me to tell you before or after she kills 10 mercenaries?" Naruto said, looking at his pink-haired teammate who just threw a handful of chakra-enhanced senbons. "Now if you can survive on your own, Sasuke, I have a lot to do to clear this scum-infested bridge." The blonde then moved his hands in a circular motion, and this black electricity came from his fingertips and formed a ball. "Cage Raiden," Naruto said, and he launched the Shadow Lightning Ball at a crowd of 90 mercenaries. In a big explosion, the shadows trapped the mercenaries and the lightning electrocuted them to death. Back with Zabuza and Kakashi. The fight with Aoi was turning into a bigger battle than the 2 Junin thought at the start. Aoi had turned the tables on Zabuza and Kakashi by giving Kakashi a gash on his chest from the lightning blade. He was able to do that because about 10 mercenaries attacked the Hitaki. Kakashi easily killed them, but Aoi attacked at the same time. Zabuza was in no better condition as Aoi, and a bunch of mercs hand pierced him with everything from shuriken to katanas. The only break that both Kakashi and Zabuza got was when Kakashi used Kachiyose, Doden, Suiga no Jutsu and captured Aoi. But this advantage quickly turned into a disability, as what Kakashi caught was a water clone. Aoi appeared behind Zabuza and was about to land a killing blow to the missing nin's neck. From where Haku was, he was able to sense what was about to happen to his master. Exhausted, the boy ran to Zabuza and in the nick of time made a ice mirror to block the attack. The only downside was that he had to be in the mirror to sustain it. So as he saved Zabuza, Haku was pierced through the heart. Zabuza turned around to see what his apprentice had done. "Haku, you shouldn't have," he said, and in a rage he swung his blade and severed Aoi's arm from his body. Kakashi, never taking letting go of a great opportunity, blurred through hand signs. "Reikari," he said, and in an instant the silver-haired Junin was behind Aoi and plunged his lightning blade through the aimed Junin. The green-haired shinobi slowly fell to the ground. Just as Kakashi was going to attack the rest of the mercenaries, a loud whistle was heard and all the men stopped fighting. After this whistle and the silence that came with it, someone started clapping. Well, Zabuza, you're faring better than I thought you would. To kill Aoi, amazing. Well, amazing, I didn't have to kill him myself. Too bad your little assistant died, shame. Wanted to kill that bastard myself as well. But I can't always get what I wish for. But I guess seeing you die will be all the benefit," Gato said at a distance from Zabuza. "Kakashi, let me get rid of this scum," Zabuza said as he charged at Gato. The businessman was no fool, so he had his remaining mercenaries attack Zabuza. At first the missing nin was just massacring the mercenaries, but then a bunch of them grabbed his blade in his other arm, then broke both his limbs. The pain caused the missing nin to yell. But this didn't stop Zabuza. He ripped off the bandages on his face with his teeth and turned DTO Kakashi. "Mind throwing me a kunai? I need the help," Zabuza said, and the Junin nodded, then threw a kunai. The missing nin caught it in his shark teeth. He then continued his pursuit of Gato. Every mercenary that met with Zabuza got a huge gash across his neck. But as they were dying, some were able to plunge their weapons into Zabuza's back. Eventually Zabuza made it to his target. Gato looked up at the missing nin. He really is a demon. The businessman, "Yay, I am. Because I am, I'll be accepted where we're going. But you, on the other hand, you're not so lucky. Hope you like the 9th level of hell, because that's our next destination." Zabuza said, and in a final slice the missing nin sliced off the businessman's head. Then Zabuza collapsed. Naruto slowly saw his spirit leaving his body. Hey, he just killed our meal ticket, what are we going to do now? Many of the mercenaries questioned. Simple, we kill them and take their bounty, one of the mercenaries said, and the others agreed. Perfect. With only 60 of you left, this will be easy, Naruto said as he drew his blades. Taju Kage Bushin no Jutsu. Then many sword-wielding Narutos appeared. Big deal, we can handle all of them, the mercenaries said, and were preparing to charge. Then all of a sudden an arrow landed in front of them. Behind the group of shinobi there was a mob of about 200 angry villagers, each armed with a weapon. Yay, I'm going to say fuck this shit. We're not even getting paid anymore. It's not worth it, one of the mercenaries said, and ran for the boat that was under the bridge. Soon all the remaining mercs dashed for the boat and made it too. When the boat left, all the villagers erupted in cheer, but Naruto let a frown go. Oh, if only it was that easy to escape. He whispered and went through a few hand signs. Sweden. Tsunami Q. He whispered, and off in the distance a giant wave came and hit the boat, sinking it. The next day, Team 7 were standing over 2 headstones. All had grim looks on their faces. Although Zabuza was a cruel man, I knew him as loyal comrade and fellow brother in arms. His desire to be a hero came through at the end. Most will see him as a monster. I will see him as a hero. May him and Haku rest in peace. Whether they go to hell or heaven, I will eventually see them both in another time. May his blade lay here as his memorial, Naruto said as he picked up Zabuza's blade and slammed it into the ground. It's kind of sad, ultimately Haku died protecting him only for Zabuza to die. Why would he do that? Did he think of Zabuza as someone important worth dying for? Sakura asked. Yes, Haku died protecting her precious person. You have to understand, Sakura-chan, at one point all Zabuza saw in Haku was a weapon. Haku appreciated the love that because she thought that was. To answer your confusion, everyone, Haku was a woman. She wanted me to tell that secret as her last request. A tool. It's funny, most people say that's exactly what a shinobi is. But I don't believe that and never will, Naruto said, looking down at the bridge that was being fenced up. Nice words, Naruto. I believe we need to go see how the completion of the bridge. Then we can leave, Kakashi said, and they walked down to the bridge. It took about 2 more days for the bridge to be complete. When it was, Team 7 were seen out by the entire village. Well, bye old man, Inari, Tsunami-chan. Good luck. Hope to see you guys later, Naruto yelled as him and his team were walking across the bridge heading back to Konoha. You know, Dad, you never did give this bridge a name, Tsunami said to her father. You're right. I wonder what we should name it, Tazuna said as he went into a thinking stance. How about we name it the Great Naruto Bridge? After all he's done for us, Inari said. That sounds like an excellent idea, Inari. Forever as this bridge remain, it shall be known as the Great Naruto Bridge, Tazuna proclaimed, and the village cheered in celebration. The morning light started seaming through the curtains. Its beams touched the whisker-faced, sun-kissed haired boy sleeping in his bed. Lazily he opened his eyes. From the way the light was hitting the room, the boy could tell it was about 7 in the morning. The boy then heard the sound of water boiling and also the sound of a man coughing, then saying, "Damn, this some good shit." Quickly the boy walked out of his room. The intoxicating smell of ramen and something filled the air. When the boy made it to the living room, he saw his caretaker/sensei in the kitchen over a hot stove full of ramen. In his sensei's mouth was a pretty thick white stick with a red ember on the end. Glad to see you're up, Naruto. Just in time too, I'm making your favorite miso ramen, the man said as he took another hit from his joint. Shan-sensei, why do you have to smoke? You know it's just going to kill you, Naruto said. Hey, Naruto, you know smoking keeps me calm, and in a shinobi's career one needs to be calm. Now sit down, the ramen's ready, Shan ordered, and the blonde sat down and waited for his ramen to be brought to the table. Naruto broke his chopsticks and prepared to dig in, but Shan stopped him. Careful, Naruto, this is very hot ramen, the redhead said. Duh? Ramen is always meant to be hot, Naruto said. Well, not like this, but whatever, you try it, Shan said as he slowly began to dig into his ramen. Naruto on the other hand destroyed his ramen like he was on a mission. I don't know what you're talking about, sensei, that wasn't hot, Naruto said, crossing his arms. Shan just only raised his hand and counted down from 5. When he got to one, Naruto suddenly felt a fire in his mouth. When the blonde opened his mouth to speak, flames came out. What did you put in this ramen? He asked, panicky. Sean raised this red bottle. Phoenix fire sauce. Muy caliente, the redhead said. The Jinchuriki then rushed to the sink. He tried to let the water rush out and get a sip, but nothing happened. Oh yay, I forgot we're out of water temporarily. You'll need to go out and get a drink somewhere, Sean said as he was finishing his ramen. God damn it, Naruto said, and he rushed through the window and onto the streets. When he was gone, Sean smirked, then snapped his fingers and he started hearing running water. God, I love that technique. Ichijiteki Hitotoki Kogoru works perfect to get him out of the house. Now I got nothing to do except get blown out of my head, Sean said, and he disappeared only to reappear with a 2 feet long vase-looking thing. With a flick from a lighter, he started taking a toke from this vase and coughed hard. Back with Naruto. The blonde was running through the village until he came to the front gates, when realized he could make his body water and fell face forward to the ground. Damn stoner of sensei, he tricked me. I should head back to the house and give him a piece of my mind, Naruto said as he turned around. But when he did that, his eyes were met with another pair of blue eyes. Hey Whiskers, what's up? Ino asked. Oh hey Ino. Nothing, just heading back to my house to give Sean sensei a piece of my mind. But since you're here, I guess I'll give him hell later, Naruto said, giving her his foxy grin. Well, while you're here, how about you take me to go get something to eat? Ino said, and Naruto nodded, and slowly they started walking to a restaurant. It didn't take them long before they noticed they were being followed by a block of stone. Hey, you guys can give it up, rocks aren't square like that, Naruto said, and in a poof of smoke 3 children appeared. Wow boss, your skills are as sharp as ever, that is why you are my #1 rival, the leader of the group said. Naruto-kun, who the hell are they? Ino asked. Well, the spiky-haired one is Konohamaru, the Sandame's grandson. He considers me a rival after I taught him one of my techniques and showed him that the path to Hokage comes with hard work and determination. The other 2 I don't really know, the blonde said. It was here that all 3 kids jumped in a formation. I'm Udon, the smart one, the boy with glasses and a running nose said. I'm Moegi, the cute one, the red-haired girl with blush on her cheeks said. Finally, I'm Konohamaru, the leader, and together we make Konohamaru said. The Konohamaru Corps, all the kids said at once. Well, that's nice, I guess. But unfortunately, me and Naruto-kun got somewhere to go to, Ino said as she grabbed Naruto's arm and tried to pull him with her, but she was stopped by what Konohamaru said next. Boss, what happened to your pink-haired girlfriend? I thought she was much prettier and she seemed nice as well. But what I wanted to show you was that I can get your technique. Oryoke no Jutsu. Naruto then just looked at him like he was a dead man. For standing in front of Naruto and Ino saw brown-haired woman in nothing. The only thing blocking her private areas was smoke. Konohamaru, I've only got a one word for you. Run, the blonde warned, but the Konohamaru girl didn't understand what he said until he saw Ino's face. The Yamanaka had fire in her eyes. What did you say, and what the hell is that? Ino asked, and Konohamaru gulped in fear. I said, bye, he said, poofed back to his normal body and ran for his life. Get back here, Ino yelled and took off after the young Sarutobi. Konohamaru would have gotten away, but very soon he crashed into some black material. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? A voice said as its owner picked up Konohamaru by the back of his shirt. Sorry about that, we were just playing around. Konohamaru just needs to see where he's going next time, Ino said as she walked up to the man holding Konohamaru. This man wore black and had makeup on his face. I think I need to show this little punk a lesson, the man said. Don't do anything stupid, Kankuro, you're lucky he's not here yet, the man's female companion said. Zip it, Tamari, while I've got some time I'm going to teach this little Gaki what it means when he runs into me, Kankuro said. Drop him, Naruto said, walking up to the two. Yay, and are you going to stop me? Kankuro said. Why yes I am, Naruto said, and he ran at Kankuro. Kankuro smirked as he moved his hand a little bit and what looked like a wire appeared in front of Naruto, tripping the blonde to the ground. Fool, Kankuro said, but his eyes went wide as the blonde disappeared in a poof of smoke. A cage bushin'? He questioned, but he didn't get an answer as the ground from beneath him started shaking. Then Naruto came through the ground, grabbed Konohamaru and kicked Kankuro in the face. Then the Uzumaki did a flip and landed facing Kankuro and Tamari. That was my Doden. Mogaragakure no Jutsu. If you want to fight you won't win against me. Especially if you use that simple puppet technique that you just used on my Kage Bushin. Isn't that right Sasuke? Naruto said, and his teammate flipped onto the fence next to him. His only response from the Uchiha was a nod. You might want to move a little bit Teme. Naruto said as he held up a kunai. Suddenly flame and wind surrounded it. With a quick flick of his wrist the blonde flung the kunai at the tree. The kunai went through the tree and cut the top off and also left a huge scorch burn on the spot where the treetop was. Now do you guys really think your ally could sneak up on me? The blonde asked as there was a redhead in the tree carrying a gourd and had a surprised look on his face. The redhead jumped down from the tree and looked at Naruto. What's your name? The redhead asked. It's customary to tell one's name before you ask, Naruto said. My name is Sabaku no Gaara, the redhead said. Well Gaara, my name is Uzumaki Naruto. Mind telling me what you guys are doing in Konoha? Naruto asked. We're here because the Chunin exams. Tamari said. The exams are now interesting. Maybe you'll see me there. Naruto said, and he started to walk away followed by Ino, Sasuke and the Konohamaru Corps. Meanwhile at the Hokage Tower. The Sandaime was looking at his group of Junin and Chunin. As you all know, Konoha has the privilege of hosting the Chunin exams this year. I would like all my Junin to give me their candidates. I would like my Junin with first-year genin to start. So Hitaki Kakashi, Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma come forward. The Hokage said. Kakashi along with two others walked forward. One was a woman with black hair and scarlet red eyes that looked a lot like the Sharingan, as well as a man with a beard and a cigarette in his mouth. I Hitaki Kakashi nominate all of my genin of Team 7 for candidates of the Chunin exams. Kakashi said Kami. I Yuhi Kurenai nominate Team 8 for the Chunin exams. The woman said. As well as I Sarutobi Asuma nominate Team 10 for the exams. The man said. Wait, I trained all the genin of these teams, I don't think they're ready. I mean Naruto may be powerful but they're still just kids. Iruka yelled from the crowd. Well, my sensei put me in the Chunin exams when I was 11 and the Junin exams when I was 13. Kakashi said. Be that as it may, I still don't think they're ready. Iruka said. I wouldn't be so sure, Iruka. I know Naruto is ready as well as his generation, Sean said as he just appeared in the room. Sensei. Kurenai mumbled. Sean-sama, just because you think that doesn't mean it's true. Iruka said, trying to defend his former students. Iruka, you know better than anybody that they're not kids. They're shinobi, old enough to kill and defend the village with their lives. But if you don't believe me, why don't you set up a test for them? The redhead said. Very well, I'll do that. Iruka yelled and left the building. A few minutes later, Sasuke was looking at a waterfall. He was holding his fingers in the ram position. Sharingan, he whispered, and his eyes became crimson. Suddenly a rain of kunai came flying at the Uchiha. Sasuke dodged them easily. The onyx-haired boy looked back and saw a Kusagakure, hidden grass village, shinobi wearing a woven hat and a face mask. What was the meaning of that? Sasuke asked in an avenger way. That was just a taste for what the Chunin exams have in store for you. So stay away, the Kusa-nin said. Hey, if that's supposed to scare me, it's not going to work. The Uchiha said, and quickly he ran up the tree the other shinobi was on. Punched the Kusa-nin, and while his enemy was falling, Sasuke blurred through hand signs. Kaden. Gokakyu no Jutsu. Sasuke said and launched a fireball from his mouth and engulfed the grass ninja in flames. With Sakura, the pink-haired Koinoichi was walking on the bridge heading towards Training Ground 7. All of a sudden she started feeling a tightening sensation around her torso. The Haruno looked down to see chains wrapped around her stomach. Suddenly she was pulled through the air and then fell into a ditch. Suddenly the same Kusa-nin that attacked Sasuke appeared above the ditch. Can't escape? Tough, this is just a taste of what the Chunin exams have in store with you. You can't scream, no one will hear you. The Kusa-nin said. Like I need them, Sakura said. She concentrated her chakra on her feet and ran up the side of the hole. In an instant she was on the enemy ninja and punched him in the face, sending him flying. Off in the distance the Kusa shinobi poofed back into Iruka. Well, that answers my question, I guess they are ready. Iruka said, massaging his jaw. The next day, Team 7 was walking up a flight of stairs. After the incidents from yesterday, there was no way the team of Genin weren't going to compete in the Chunin exams. The minute they got to the next floor in the stairwell, Team 7 saw a huge crowd of Genin surrounding a door. "What's the room we're supposed to go to?" Naruto asked. "Room 301. Why?" Sakura said confoundedly. "Because that room where everyone is at is 301. But I swear we only went up one set of stairs," Naruto said. "Then let's see what's up with this," Sasuke said, and then proceeded to walk to the door. When they got to the door, the trio saw two genin guarding the door. In front of the genin was a Hyuga, a girl with her hair in buns, and a boy clad in green with bowl cut style hair. "Please sir, let us in," the girl pleaded. "Why should we? The Chunin exams are extremely tough. Only the best can survive. Hell, this is my 4th time taking this exam. If you guys aren't able to get through, that just means it's less competition for us," the genin with a bandage on his nose said. "But sir, we are most youthful and ready for the Chunin exams," the bowl-cut boy said. "Yay, right. Get out of our way," the other genin said, and he pushed the lad clad in green down on the ground. All of a sudden a fireball whizzed past the guarding genin. Everybody looked back and saw smoke coming from Naruto's hand. "How about you drop the genjutsu before me and my team has to make you drop it?" Sasuke said. "What do you mean genjutsu?" one of the genin guards said. "Oh come on, don't play us for fools, we only went up one floor. So there is no way that this is room 301. Sakura exclaimed. "Fine, you caught us," the genin with the bandage said, and with a snap of his fingers the room changed from 301 to room 201. The genin guarding the room quickly disappeared. Team 7 quickly turned and started walking away. "Wait, what's your name?" "All of yours?" the Hyuga boy asked. The tone of his voice clearly showed he was jealous that this team had figured out that it was a genjutsu long before he did. "How about you tell us your name before we'll tell you ours?" Sasuke said. "Very well, I am Hyuga Neji. These are my teammates." 10-10. "Hey, what's up?" the girl with the buns in her hair said. "And Rock Lee," Neji said, and the boy with the bowl-cut hairstyle saluted. "Yosh, it was most youthful of you to know it was a genjutsu," Lee exclaimed. This caused all of Team 7 to look at the genin weirdly. "Well, I'm Uzumaki Naruto," Naruto said. "I'm Uchiha Sasuke," Sasuke said coolly. "And I'm Haruno Sakura," Sakura said and winked. "Ah, Sakura-chan, your youthfulness buns so bright. You are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. Please be my girlfriend," Lee exclaimed. "No, you are just way too creepy with that hair and eyebrows. Besides, I like Sasuke-kun. He's so awesome," Sakura said. Then her and Team 7 turned and walked away towards the stairs. When they made it to the 3rd floor, Lee was actually waiting for them there. "Fine then, Sakura-chan, if your youthful self will not go out with me, then I shall challenge Uchiha Sasuke to a duel for your love," Lee exclaimed and gave her a thumbs and winked. "Hey, alright, we still got some time to spare. There's a gym on this floor, meet me there. This will give me good practice," Sasuke said. Both his teammates knew exactly what he was talking. His newly awakened Sharingan. "Very well," Lee said, and he was gone in an instant. Team 7 then walked to the gym. When they got to the gym, the team was greeted by Rock Lee doing push-ups. "Sasuke, are you sure you want to do this?" Naruto asked. "Yay, I can handle this kid. With my Sharingan he won't stand a chance," Sasuke said. Then his eyes became crimson. "You sure I could take this kid? I mean, look at his hands, how they're all wrapped up in bandages. This guy trains a lot," Naruto said to Sasuke, and then he turned to Lee. "Alright, tough guy, how about you fight me first?" Naruto said. "No thank you, I only want to fight the Uchiha," Lee said. "You'd get a much better challenge from me," Naruto said. Again, "No thank you, I only want to fight the Uchiha," Lee said, getting in his stance. "Might as well let him do it, Naruto," Sasuke said, and he got in the same stance Lee did. "Alright Sasuke, but if things start looking too rough for you, I'll intervene," Naruto said and stepped to the side. In a blink of an eye, Lee did a sliding kick on Sasuke and appeared under him. The green-clad genin then did a switching upper kick, sending the Uchiha sky high. It didn't take Naruto long to guess what move Lee was going to do after he appeared under Sasuke, shadowing the Uchiha's movements in the air. "That's the Kage Buyo, then that means the next technique he'll use is the Omit Renge. I'll have to stop that before he can do that," The blonde though, and like lightning he appeared above Lee and Sasuke and made his hands seem like claws in a kung fu style known to Lee and Sasuke. Then wind formed in Naruto's hands. Guzen Moko K's, Naruto shouted, and he shot out this wind tiger roaring from his hand style, sending Lee flying to the ground. Naruto landed gracefully on the ground facing Lee. Why, you know the tiger style? Lee asked. Of course, it's one of my favorite styles because it sends critical strikes to the enemy. Add the fact that I can combine elemental jutsu, and it's the perfect style for me. That's why I told you, you'd have a much better challenge against me. Naruto said, shrugging his shoulders. Indeed. So why did you interrupt what I was about to do? Lee asked. I know that technique, and frankly I wouldn't have wanted my teammate to be severely injured, and I'm positive your sensei wouldn't want that. Him and his turtle have been watching since you and Sasuke began fighting. Naruto said, point to an area where the gym opened revealing trees. Suddenly in the blink of an eye a man who looked a lot like Lee appeared in the middle of the room. Lee, that was very unyouthful of you to try the primary lotus. Didn't I tell you to only use that in dire situations? For that reason you must do 50 push-ups on your thumbs. The man said, very well Guy sensei. If I cannot do that I shall do 60 laps around Konoha on my hands. Lee exclaimed, and then he proceeded to do his push-ups. Who exactly are you? Sakura asked Guy. I am Meta Guy, Konoha's noble green beast. Guy proclaimed. I'll have to ask Kakashi sensei about you, Sakura said. What? Hitaki Kakashi, my eternal rival, has never told you about his rival Matio Guy? Guy exclaimed. Nope, sorry. Sakura said. This caused Guy to fall face first. Curse you Kakashi, you and your unyouthful coolness. Guy thought. Very well, I shall find my rival and challenge him to a contest. Guy proclaimed. Oh Guy sensei, your youthfulness shines brightly. Lee exclaimed. Yes, as well as your youthfulness, Lee. Guy said. Guy sensei. Lee. Guy sensei. The student and master proclaimed, and then ran into a hug with tears running down their faces. Suddenly a sunset arose behind them. Does anyone notice that it's the middle of a day in a building and yet there is a sunset coming from behind them? Naruto asked, and both Sakura and Sasuke nodded. Okay, then what we're going to do is sneak out here. Really quiet, like, so they don't notice. Naruto muttered, and slowly Team 7 backed out of the gym and ran down the corridor. Very soon they made it to the door that had a sign saying 301. Waiting at the front of the door was Kakashi. Yo Kakashi sensei, we met Guy, you eternal rival apparently. He says he's going to challenge you or something. So you might want to look out. Naruto said. Ah great, well I'll have to deal with him when the time comes. Kakashi sighed, his face then went serious, and he looked at all three of his students. Now behind this door is the Chunin exams. They will be tough and brutal. Are you all prepared for that? The Jonin asked. I'm always ready, this is just another stepping stone for me to become Hokage, Naruto said. This exam is exactly what I need to get stronger. Sasuke grumbled. I am ready to be there for my teammates and fight to the end to become a Chunin, Sakura said nervously. Sakura, are you sure? Kakashi asked. Yes Kaka-sensei, I can do it. Sakura said. Well, you better. I'm glad you said yes, because if you had said no, none of your teammates would be able to continue on from here. Like I said though, the Chunin exams are tough and brutal, rely on your teammates and you'll define. Now after you guys enter this door you won't be seeing me for a while, so try and survive through it. Kakashi said, and in a blur he was gone. Team 7 then pushed through the doors. Almost instantly a purple blur came through and tackled Naruto. Ah Naruto-kun, I'm so glad you're here. I know you'll do great and then we can both be Chunins. The blonde purple blur squealed. This caused Sakura to get a frustrated look on her face. Ino, get off my teammate, you fat pig. She yelled. What's the matter Sakura? Jealous that Naruto likes a girl who doesn't have such a huge forehead? Huh, billboard brow? Ino retorted. No, I like Sasuke, I'm just saying with a fat pig all on Naruto it will make him lose concentration and get us kicked out of the exams. Sakura said. This caused Ino to get off of Naruto and glare at Sakura. What was the forehead? Ino yelled. You heard pig? Sakura yelled back. Ah forehead, forehead, forehead. Ino screamed. Pig, pig, fat pig. Sakura retaliated. Ah, your women are so troublesome and loud. Just always try to start a fight. A pineapple-haired genin said there was a rather chubby boy coming with him. Hey Shikamaru. Hey Choji, how's it going? Naruto asked. Not bad Naruto, the only troublesome thing is these women and their arguing. Shikamaru said as his teammate agreed. Wow, I'm surprised they let you in here Naruto. A rather feral-looking boy said as he walked up to the group. Yay, I'm surprised they let you pass the front door. With fear of rabies and all Kiba, Naruto said with a smirk. This caused a growl to erupt from the Inuzuka boy. Hello Naruto-kun. How are you? A black-haired white-eyed girl said from behind Kiba. Ah Hinata-chan, I'm fine, how are you? You're kinda looking a little red. Here, let me feel, I think you might have a fever. Naruto said, and he put his hand on the Hyuga's forehead. This caused Hinata to turn a beet red then pass out. Great Naruto, you just happened to be a problem to my team, knocking my teammate out like that, a boy with glasses and a high collar said next to Kiba and Hinata. Gomen Shino, I was trying to cause any commotion. But first let me do something. Naruto said, and he walked up to a desk and got on top of it. Alright you motherfuckers. My name is Uzumaki Naruto and you will all get your asses beaten by me in these exams. For you see, you all are looking at the next Hokage. The blonde exclaimed, causing the other Konoha genin to sweat drop. But from every other genin there was massive killing intent rising from rapidly. You kiddies mind keeping it down, you're making the other teams angry. A silver-haired teenager said. He wore glasses as well as a Konoha Haitai 8. Who are you? Sasuke asked suspiciously. I am Yakushi Kabuto, and I was just going to offer you guys a little help. You see, this is my 4th year doing the exams, and I've developed a way to get all of a shinobi's stats in a card. By that I mean I can find jutsus, kekai genkei, mission success, etc. Then put it all into one of these cards. The teen said and raised a deck of cards. Can you tell me about 3 people? First Rock Lee of Konoha. Then Sabaku no Gaara of Suna, and finally but most importantly, Uzumaki Naruto of Konoha, Sasuke said. Ah, you already know their names. That's no fun. But let's see Rock Lee. A taijutsu user, majority of the missions he's done are average D and C rank. His team is Team Guy. It looks like there isn't any indication that he's done any ninjutsu. Sabaku no Gaara, whoa. He's a ninjutsu user. But that's not the strange part, he's basically done all A-rank missions. But the thing is, on all of his mission he came back unharmed. Now Uzumaki Naruto. Wow, he's as strong as Gaara if not stronger. In his last A-rank mission he took on 100 mercenaries as well as some shinobi from AIM. And, what the fuck? Kabuto said, reading Naruto's card and then seeing it get ripped to shreds by wind. I'm sorry Kabuto, it's just I don't think Sasuke needs to know more about me considering we're one the same team, Naruto said. He then caught a good glimpse at this guy whose face was completely wrapped up in bandages. This man had a Haitai 8 with a music note on it. Who's that guy over? Naruto asked. Let's see. It looks like his name is Dosu. He comes from Otogakure, Hidden Sound Village. I don't really have that much info about them. The village is really tiny and weak, Kabuto said. This actually caused the Auto Nins to get angered looks on their faces. Suddenly in a flash the sound genin moved. The girl of the team threw a handful of senbons at Kabuto. He easily dodged them, then Dosu came and did a swipe at Kabuto. Again the teen easily dodged it. But suddenly there was a small screeching sound. It was enough to break the Yakushi's glasses, causing him to collapse on his knees and throw up. Alright, damn it, enough fighting. Auto Genin, if you attack anyone like that again and it's not in an organized fight, you will be kicked out from these exams. Now everyone sit the fuck down. The first round of the Chunin's exams will begin. I'm your instructor Morino Ibiki. Your worst nightmare. A man with scars on his face yelled. This caused all the Genins to sit down. Now for the first part of the exams, you maggots will be taking a written test. There will be 10 questions. 9 of which you will answer in the first 1 hour and a half. In the last half an hour I will give you the 10th questions. Now all of the questions are extremely difficult. Only if you have the superior knowledge will you be able to answer these correctly. Now there will be proctors all around the room just to make sure you aren't cheating. If you are caught cheating 3 times, you and your entire team will be kicked out of the exams and you can't compete anymore. But that doesn't mean you can't come try for the exams next time. Now you will not be seating near your teammates. My proctors will pass out the test. When everyone gets the test you will begin, Ibiki said, and his proctors began handing out tests. While Naruto was waiting for his test, he was going over what Ibiki said. He wants us to get the information which is above our knowledge, but don't cheat. But that makes no sense. Shan-sensei taught me that above all else on a mission to acquire information the key is not get spotted, and if you do eliminate all the enemies if you do get spotted. Wait, that's it. Ibiki wants us to cheat, just not get caught. Makaigen, the blonde said, and the images of his mother and father appeared in front of him. Naruto-chan, what do you want us to do? Kushina asked. Well, Ka-san, I'm sure you guys have seen that this exam is a written one and information gathering. I figured the best way to gather information is using people that the normal eye can't see. That's why I need you guys. Naruto said quietly. Very well, Naruto, we'll gather information for you. This will be easy, Minato said to his son. Thank you, Otu-san, Naruto said, and it was then that he got his test, as did everyone else. Naruto took this time to carefully look around the room. It appeared that most of the Rookie 9 had figured out the same thing he did, that one has cheat to pass this test. Sasuke had his Sharingan full blast copying a person's answers. Kiba was using his pup Akamaru on top of his head to tell him the answers. Shino was using his bugs. Shikamaru was controlling Choji's shadow help and G him out. Ino had used her clan's technique and got into Sakura's mind, copying everything the pink-haired girl wrote. Hinata was using her Byakugan as well as Neji. Even Tenten was angling the mirrors on top so Lee could get the answers. Alright, Naruto-chan, I was looking around and was easily able to get all 9 answers. Number 1 is, Kushina said to her said, and began giving him answers along with her husband. This lasts for the next hour and a half. Alright, let's take this time to look around and see who's still here. Ibiki said, and every remaining genin looked around. Less than half of the original number was still there. Now it's time for the 10th question. This question determines if you pass or fail. If you failed this question, you are kicked out of the exams and you can never try again. You will stay a genin forever. Now before I give you this question, if you're not up to that risk, please leave now. You'll still be able to take the exams next time. But you and your team must leave then, Ibiki said. Then 3 teams got up and left. Is that everyone who's scared? Good. Now for the 10th question. Ibiki said and waited a little bit. You know what, even if I fail this question, that's not going to stop me from being Hokage. Even if I have to be a genin all the way to get to it. So you know what? Bring it on, Naruto shouted. His words seemed to give the rest of the genin courage. Brave little kid. He's changed everyone's minds apparently. Ibiki thought. So if that's everyone's answer, then I must say, congratulations, you've passed the 10th question as well as the first part of the Chunin exams. The Morino said. This caused nearly all the genin to be dumbstruck. What do you mean we passed the test? You didn't even ask the question, one genin exclaimed. Didn't I? I told you that if you failed the 10th question you would stay a genin forever. Like in a mission situation. You're trying to invade an enemy's fortress. You have had an estimated guess of how many enemies are there. But there is more than you thought. It is night time and you can't tell for sure. Your mission is to kill all the enemies and retrieve a scroll. Do you take a halt on the mission? No. A shinobi puts his life on the line to complete that mission. At all cost, even if you know you're outnumbered. You still do it. Those who were too scared to take that risk don't deserve to become Chunin. But you guys do. So now let me say. Ibiki tried to say, but a kunai came through the window followed by a woman on a red kite. The kite then launched kunai from its corners. It soon became a banner. On it said second. Alright, you little maggots. Get ready for the second round of the Chunin exams. I'll be your second exam proctor, Mitarashi Anko. The woman exclaimed. Your early Anko, I haven't even explained to them about the second part yet. Ibiki said. This caused Anko to fall face first. She then looked around at the class. Wow, Ibiki, there's a lot of them. You've gone soft, Anko said. Maybe they're just a really strong class. Ever think of that? Ibiki retorted. Hey, that maybe, but by the time I'm done with them their numbers will be a lot less than half of this class. Anko said loud enough for the entire class to hear. Alright then, maggots, starting tomorrow you will all be in the second part of the Chunin exams. Meet me at training ground 44 to begin. If you don't know where that is, ask you sensei. And with those words Anko took off. Well, I believe the Chunin exams just got a lot more troublesome, Shikamaru said, and all of the Rookie 9 agreed.
That's all for now. If you want to see next part, then please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.